Oh, I was like, why is my armor class so low? Oh yeah, we're not doing PB. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have
Okay.
like 3 left.
Greetings. We are Fellowship Gaming, here to entertain you with yet another tale of daring, disaster, and dimwits. So please grab your favorite drink and perhaps a snack and let us regale you with songs of our misdeeds. Today we will be playing Pathfinder 2nd Edition, which is a high fantasy D20 system. If you would like to see more content, please check us out on YouTube at fellowshipgaming.quest, where you can subscribe and hit that bell notification. If you would like to join us during our live stream, head over to Twitch and give us a follow in order to be a part of our live chat. I'm sorry for being a little late on all this, but I'm going to turn it over to Justin for a recap.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
Welcome
good
back
job,
to
Brian.
Majia, everyone. Last we saw all of our heroes, they were just leaving Min Routhen with a small contingent of the city guards heading down to the cave here where they had escaped these giants to see if they could figure out what was wrong with them, to see if it was going to be a problem for the city and the surrounding areas. And they were approached by a wizard from the College of Magisters, Magnus, who offered his services as a wizard, an alchemist, and a medical practitioner, um, so to help them figure out what was going on and potentially to report back to someone they had spoken to earlier. They got to know each other on the day march to Linnea, the border fort. Misunderstandings at the barracks there were cleared up and then reestablished and then apologized for, but then not for the second part of those misunderstandings of Katha's diet and social leanings of her ancestry. They spent the majority of the day traveling back to this clearing with the cave and then negotiating with the female giant here with the bow. And just to remind everyone, she's not holding her bow. She is very sick and she was trying to calm down the other giant here. During the negotiation, Magnus led with the pigeon language you guys had constructed, offering his services as an alchemist. Komarov discovered their source of fresh water and a spiritual element to their sort of camp here that you were able to leverage to get yourselves in good with them. Korimo gathered alchemical supplies and other sundry supplies to get yourselves on their good side as well, while Tivin was aiding the small troop of guards to build barricades around the clearing to keep the giants in and other people out. After long hours of negotiating, you were able to get into the cavern and treat and examine the fallen giant within, very sick, totally unconscious, sweating. Um, and during this time, a commotion from outside, Komarov was ambushed by the third giant thought to have been killed, slithering down the cliff face outside to attack everyone there. After a small fight, very violent, Komarov was beaten badly, burning hot stones were thrown. The troops broke through their barricade with Tivin at the head, firing crossbows into the giant, laying him low. And as he lay there before everyone, he erupted into blood and acid and seemingly a large number of insect creatures. And that's where we are now. First in initiative, Tivin, did we get Tivin in initiative?
I am. Can you reset the turn order and we'll be good to go?
Yes, that's what it was. We just need to set that to descending. Okay, so we actually start with Leoxandra, the Komarov's medic brawl companion, who is hiding under one of these very large size stools. While he was trying to get to Komarov to administer medical aid, he is sitting under there like, shit, no. What is he gonna do?
Run away!
You're so far away.
Is that just out of curiosity? Is there mosquito netting underneath the chairs by chance?
No, there super
I
isn't.
don't think he's
Like
had a
Sandra's like,
chance
I wish
yet.
there was.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
going to um, you know what? He's going to attempt to examine the. So what you're looking at is just to give you guys the scope. These things are small sized. The two on the side there, and then the swarm there. They're like fist sized, a little smaller.
Okay,
Like
so the red and green are small, not medium.
the red and green are small size, so they're like big small size, so like between 3.5 and 4 feet tall. And then the swarm, they are like Komarov's fist size, so a little smaller than like a medium sized fist. Um, so you're looking at all of these just sort of squirming around coming out of this erupted giant corpse. Leoxandra is going to attempt to examine one of the small sized ones, um, which is one of his abilities as a surgeon. He's sort of looking at them purely from a physical standpoint. He's looking for weaknesses in like their chitinous body. So if anything happens, he's a little more ready to. Is that a critical success? That's a critical success. Okay, so he's examining these things, and he can see like where they are the softest. But then he is going to 10, 15, 20, 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. You know what? He's actually going to go next to the wall instead, and he's waving at Komarov, and he'd be like, "Get over here!" He's holding like all of his medical equipment. Okay. Now it is this, the wood giant here. She's not holding any of her weapons, but she is going to move over. Oh no, you guys just. Oh no, she's got reach.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
she can
she's
hit
just.
anything right next to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a chair next to her. She can smash that on something.
Oh, she could throw the chair. She's just gonna try to smash it with her fist. She doesn't have her bow. She doesn't have her short sword. She was sort of like just trying to calm down the giant that she recognized as an ally. So she's just gonna swing her fist down. She is very weak compared to when you guys fought her. She looks pretty bad, but she's still a giant. That will hit the swarm there for.
Her fist should fully count as an AoE attack against them.
Yeah, not quite, but she is hitting them. So
I'm
that
just thinking of
is.
that One Punch Man where you see like the giant fist in the background. It's like, oh no.
Yeah. So she does 14 damage, so it takes a little less than that, but it looks like most of that went through.
Yes.
And then second swing. Wait, does she have anything she can do?
She's got a
Otherwise,
big boot.
she's got a boot. No. Actually, she'll use her second action to grab the stool, but she's not going to throw it. She's just going to swing it as a club that will do a little more than her fist. So she punches down with it and is like, I could be doing better. Picks up the chair and then swings that down with the second attack and misses, unfortunately. But now she is holding that stool. It is now also not there. So we'll cross that off. Oh, wow. Everything goes before you
Just
guys.
breaking all of their furniture.
Yeah, there we go. So that is now crossed off. That is her action. She smashes a bunch of those. And mark that? Yes. Okay. And next up, it is this guy here. This one is going to 5, 10, 15. Move up to Komarov. Hey, don't scream. You're fine. Sorry, my cat's in here making sound. And he's going to attempt to bite you with a with a 22.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to take 7, 5, 12 piercing damage. And then it's going to reach out with a claw for the second attack. 9. I really should have changed the way I statted these out. And that one will miss. Okay. Next up is Tiven.
All right. Wow, I'm gonna take a 30 seconds to survey the area real quick. And then it's been a while, so I need to look at my what's the word?
Abilities?
Abilities. Thank you. Okay, so I have a swarm here, and then I have 2 small insectoids that look like they're actively attacking my friends.
Yeah, they came out swinging.
All right. And this is Fred's character,
Yes.
the
Yeah.
bird boy. Okay. And
I
then
think he's on the ground right
Kesa,
now.
I've seen do melee before, correct?
Oh yeah,
You
she's
got
got her
up?
sword out and
All right.
she's swinging away.
Sword. You're not
Yeah,
using your
sword.
club?
She got a magic bastard sword. She likes
Oh,
it.
nice. Wow, that you know
She
the
still
parentage of
has
your
the
sword.
club, but yeah, she's got a bastard sword she's been swinging.
You didn't get the joke.
I didn't hear the joke. Sorry.
The parent. I was like, oh, so you know the parentage of your sword?
I don't know the parentage of my sword. That's why it's a bastard.
Oh no! All right.
Good point. Super good point.
Oh shit! What is my base speed? I'm a
I know
dwarf.
it was sold to me by a semi-crazy old lady.
She was eccentric.
Fantastic. Okay. Where did
I mean, you do, Justin.
Ooh,
Let
my
me
speed
just
is
say,
low.
when I was first made a gun chief, I literally named my gun Codger, because the exact definition of codger is an older person, usually a gentleman, that is eccentric.
That's
And
fair.
I was basically like, yeah, that means crazy old man.
All right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
move to there. I'm going to. Okay, so I stride there,
Uh-huh.
and then I am going to ever stand stance and taunt the bug. So it needs to make a will save, wisdom, will save, wisdom. Fuck, I can't remember. Will save.
Will.
That's it. Thank you.
We'll save. Okay. Man. While I was designing the stats here, I forgot to change the numbers to
Just reduce it by 2.
without level.
Yeah.
So
I think we're at the point where if you just reduce it by 2, you're probably at a reasonable.
yeah. Okay. So we've got 6 plus 7. 13.
It's way lower, so you fail. Not way
Okay.
lower, but because I think it's 16 is the DC. Yeah.
Okay.
So a failure. Oh my gosh, where are you at? There you are. So failure as success, but the penalty is -2. So you get a -2 to what?
Attacks against creatures that aren't you.
I think so, yes.
Regardless of the result, meaning your time. If you speak noise. Oh, sorry. Until the beginning of your next turn, the creature gains a +2 circumstance bonus to attack rolls it makes against you, and its DCs of effects against me, but takes a -1 penalty to attack rolls and DCs when taking a hostile action against anybody that isn't the target. So yeah, so -2 to DCs and attack rolls, and +2 if specifically against me.
Okay.
But that I need that because to do mitigate harm and the intercept strike and all that shit, it needs to be under the purview of my taunt. So
Yeah.
okay, I believe that's 3 actions. But yeah, Everstand includes raising my shield, so my armor class is currently 21.
Okay. Perfect.
Only 19 against it. Well, I guess it's a +2, so I'm not gonna fuck with the. Yeah. I'm not gonna complicate the issue.
Mm-hmm. Let me next division. Okay. Perfect. So next is the swarm. They have to move once, and they're going to move into everyone's square here. And then everyone is going to make 2 reflex saves as they start to just try and clamp down on everyone's legs. They're just crawling up, like all over your body, biting down.
Oh.
Keith
So
is
there,
like,
it's
I
using
ain't
2
got
actions to
no.
do this? Like 1 action each individual time, or is it 2 saves as part of a single action?
Oh, it's 2 different instances of this, so it will be 2 saves. The way swarms work different than they did in first
Yeah.
edition. It's an
No,
action, but it just
so
prompts
again,
a
if
save.
we have watchers, I'm just clarifying the rules for
Oh, yes.
certain people who are watching. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they use 1 action to move into everyone's squares, and then 2 actions to attack everyone within those squares.
Okay.
so
Everyone starts the game with 1 hero point.
yeah,
So the reason I'm asking is because Keitha got a critical success.
on the
Is
first
there
one.
a rider for a critical success on their attack? And if not, that's
Oh.
fine. Sometimes saves do that.
It is a basic save, so Keitha takes no damage from the first attack.
Very nice.
I may not have checked this. Is Fred in the chat?
Huh?
No, Fred's not currently here.
Fred's not here, so we're just gonna kill Fred's character.
No.
Okay.
He was unconscious. He's staying
I can roll
unconscious.
2 d20s if you want for him, but I don't have access to his sheet.
Yeah.
So
I'm just gonna switch his sheet to all players as well. There's that. But yeah, I can pull it up and
Yeah, I've been trying to
Well,
get
no,
in hold
they
of
changed
him.
Syntaxes?
Huh?
Syntax error.
What? Oh.
Did they change it?
okay, so
Yeah.
I rolled 2 for. Did you say Fred was unconscious?
I mean, I knew I healed him, so he's not unconscious, but I know he was down.
Okay, so he's prone.
He's definitely prone.
Okay,
Oh.
so that means being prone actually is a -2 to your reflex saves, I believe.
No, it's just off guard.
Yeah, that's just off kilter.
Okay. Because there's something that does. Oh no, it's being in a saddle. Gives you a -2 to your reflex saves. Okay, so yeah,
Which he
Cormo
also could
not
be
being.
at different times because he does ride a bird.
Yeah, I don't think he's got stats for his bird yet.
No, we
Some
love
people-
Fred. There's a lot that Fred hasn't done.
Yeah. Okay, so Cormo is going to on the first. Oh, here I'll roll for the giant. Okay, the giant passes both times, so she will take half damage. So the first attack, Keitha will take none of this. Is 12 damage. The wood giant takes that at half, 6. And then Cormo takes all of that. Oh, that's the swarm. I'm going to have to move that for a second. It's in all of your guys' squares. So Cormo takes that 12 damage. And then for the second attack, it is 9. So the giant will take 4.
That
And
takes
Cormo will
Fred.
take 4.
And is a 5 a critical fail?
A 5 is not a critical fail by just barely. We're playing with low numbers here. No
Yeah.
level
I
of
know,
proficiency.
but
Yeah, no, I was like 15 at level 3. It still could be.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
the
very
reason
close.
DC at level 3. You're like, oh no.
Very close.
Yeah,
but
so-
everyone who failed does need to make a reflex save or a fortitude save against poison.
Ugh.
of course.
Yeah,
Really?
Uh,
God.
yeah, that is
God.
that is a fail. You take 1 poison damage, and Cormo avoids the poison. so he's good. But he did take more damage. Okay, just so we know, I'm going to leave it off so you guys can access your tokens and stuff.
Okay.
Is Koromo still conscious? How much did you heal him?
I don't remember.
Well, it should be
According
anything.
to his sheet, he had 21 hit points.
Yeah,
And so from the
21.
damage, he
And
went
Keitha healed
to
13.
5. So
Well, I
right now
hit a
he's at
total
5.
of 21 because I used
Yeah.
2 actions.
Okay, so
So
he's
it's
taken
5 plus
16
16.
damage.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So he
But you
has
can
5.
scroll up and see the old rolls. That's why I
Yeah.
was scrolling up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a bad heal, but it was a 2 action so that it did do
Nice.
the 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or plus 16 because it's a 2nd level spell.
My cat doesn't like it when I'm talking for some reason. All right. So the
To be fair,
swarm
we
moves
can't
into
hear
your...
her, so you're fine.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, swarm moves into your, just covering Koromo. He's like having to close his mouth with his hands to keep them from trying to crawl into his mouth. He's kicking them away. He gets bitten a bunch of times. Keitha, you take that 1 poison damage. At the end of your turn, you'll have to make another save. And then we move to Keitha's turn. Giant took a little damage, but resists the poison. Only takes half damage from those strikes.
Okay.
Yeah. Does the swarm being in Keitha's square inhibit her actions, doesn't he? I don't remember all.
No.
Not
Okay.
usually.
Some swarms do have abilities like that, but this one does not.
Okay.
And usually it's predicated on like failing.
Well, I'm
something as
reminding
well.
because you move the swarm so that you can mess with.
Yeah. No, swarms do not count as rough terrain unless they have a special statistic for that.
Right.
Like I think there's a really high level one that counts as difficult terrain, but they're like a rock thing.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Do I have any? Yeah, I don't have anything special. So I'm probably just going to take 2 swings at this thing, which is off guard to me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Are you fracking kidding me? Really?
You hit hero point within the first 20 minutes. Jesus.
No, I'm not going to hero point that. We'll say it's the bugs, but...
Yeah.
I got 120 and now it can't get over a 5. Well, take it back. It got a 6, but it doesn't seem to want to roll over a 10.
Well, a 6 is the New Jersey 5, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, 2nd attack.
And of course, the damage is shit.
That one definitely hits.
Yeah, the damage is garbage. Thank you. Roll 20.
And it has not had. It is
All right,
not
Fred
gone
just
yet.
said
Okay.
that he's on his way.
Okay. Cool. I would hate to kill Fred's character while he wasn't here. Hopefully, he'll be here before
He
that.
gets here right as you kill him.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's for his last words.
I want to get
And
out
it will
of the
just be-
swarm, but
Shit.
let's see. Yeah, I'm not that hurt. Okay. I forgot everything's not updated. Yeah, I'm gonna hit lay on hands on Karumo. So
Nice.
there it is on Karumo. So I don't move. I'm just take 2 swings and then probably lay a foot on him actually.
Just
Yeah,
for
you-
clarification, I did have the 10-minute time to fix my shield after the initial combat, right? The one where I
absolutely.
got jacked up. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's been like a week. Yeah, you had definitely that much time.
I just want to make sure that I can actually shield block.
Yeah, no, you're totally square. You had plenty of time. You had plenty of downtime, like during camping and like even marching.
A wild
Yeah,
Fred.
Fred?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Fred. Fred, you are covered in insects laying on the ground.
Awesome.
Yeah, just to let you know where you are.
Yeah, you got your hand over your mouth so the spiders don't get in or whatever they are, but you know.
They're like the
not
larval
like-
form of these bugs. These
Yeah,
big
they're
bugs
like-
we're fighting.
Oh, just it's like nasty maggots crawling over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. They're sort of like, I think the way I described them last time was they're like Hercules beetle maggots. They're
Yeah.
about fist sized and they've got like big gnarly teeth, but they're
Yeah.
also hard. Like they're crawling all over you. They look all squirmy, but they have a shell. They're like hard and they're wiggling around and like almost some of it is like the biting is definitely the part that hurts you, but they've got some weight to them.
Oh,
Nice.
I need to make a new save, don't I?
Yes.
At the end of your
At
turn,
the end of your turn, you make a fortitude save.
Yeah, my turn's over.
That is a pass. You pass the poison. You don't take any more poison damage.
Nice. Oh, cool. So
uh,
persistent poison isn't like bleed where you just make a flat save. It's you save against the original DC, right?
It depends because there
Oh, that's
is
fair.
persistent poison damage, but the difference is if you roll bad against an active poison, is it can get worse, but persistent poison
that makes
damage
Like a
is
disease.
always the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are stages of active poisons, but then persistent poison damage is just it's just going to
that's
hang
right.
out until
It's
you
like
get over it.
be 1d6, and then if it gets worse, it's like 2d6, and eventually it's
Yeah.
And
like, oh,
sometimes
damn.
sometimes worse effects will come about. Like I think giant centipede poison is like a D4, then it's a D6 and you're off guard.
And it's like a d8, and you're sickened, and oh man, okay,
Yeah, they can get pretty gnarly.
that's cool.
Some of the higher level ones go up to I think 20 D6 damage.
I know one of them
at
does
the-
much, and it's slow 2. You're like, what?
It's brutal. The
Yeah.
drought poison
Poisons
or
can get brutal.
Yeah.
their variable is really high.
Yeah.
K-Thought pushes off that poison, steps on Komarov, like just fighting through the insects enough that you're touching him because he's prone is like there's just a full layer and you got to get your foot down there and then channel the magic you have through to heal his wounds. Now they're like just going halfway up your leg. We move to Komarov. This thing is trying to bite you. It's like mantis-like claws, like over your shoulders, just like trying to clamp down on you, just not quite getting any purchase with its mandibles.
Okay. I'll form a blade of water and stab it for cold damage.
That hits. You're doing cold damage?
Yep.
All right, perfect.
Oh.
That hits.
Did we get information from the person who identified the creatures? Did they tell us anything about it?
Nope.
Leandro wasn't examining them as creatures. He was using medical knowledge to just examine them to, if they come up to him, he can stab them better. He doesn't actually get...
Okay.
Yeah, he was
I
using
see
like...
what you're saying. I get it. I was confused with the terminology because I'm not familiar with their build. So that's all. Okay.
Yeah, Leoxandra
I thought it was
is,
like recall knowledge, but it makes sense that it's like the pursue elite or whatever it is that.
Yeah, he's using his surgery expertise. He's not actually being like, oh, I know things. He's like, that's where I can stab them the hardest.
Valid. He's like, oh, in between the chitin. No, I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank
He's
you for
looking for
clarifying. Sorry to interrupt again. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kill him, Brian.
So I'll hunt prey on it. And we're gonna move right over here.
Okay. Before you get that move, go ahead and make a reflex save as you stab this thing. Oh wait, you do cold damage. Never mind, that doesn't happen then. Yeah, you do cold damage. It takes that 8 damage and it screams. I'm not gonna make the sound because I know some of us have different. The microphone is not good for making creature sounds.
Yeah.
And the headphones and all that stuff. Yeah, but it makes a screeching sound.
That's Justin's way of saying we need to buy him a soundboard.
I don't think you should trust me with this soundboard. More people shouldn't have soundboards.
It makes a terrifying scream.
There you go. That's the sound. It's
The
like
duck
it sounds like the
it
worst.
just makes that sound no matter what you do. It just quack quack.
It's ominous though. It's ominous. It's a lot of bass in it.
Terrifying. I love it.
It's like a duck that is also a trombone. Is that all Komarov can do?
Yep.
All right. We move to this other one. So these two look super similar, but you're looking at this one and it actually tries to move away. It moves to where this chair had been. Does anyone have attack of opportunity or anything?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You can go ahead and make an attack of opportunity if you would like.
Yeah, I have reactive strike. I'm double checking. Okay. Yeah. So I'll just whack it with my shield. I don't rem. Oh, did I not? Oh, I did. Okay, good. I did. Yeah, because because I'm in Evershield stance, so the damage is increased. So there's the attack.
20 hits.
Beautiful.
8 bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
Alrighty, takes that 8. You smack that one as it's passing by you. You just use your shield. Do you hold another weapon, or are you holding 2 shields?
So I have a giant shield. It's a tower shield held in 2 hands because of Everstand.
Oh, okay. So you just whap it with your shield.
Yeah.
I know this isn't probably what it looked like, but I pictured when like a WWE wrestler swings one of those folding tables.
Yes, that's effectively what it is, but my shield is made of stone. So it's
Oh, yeah,
literally
yeah.
like I'm slapping him with a wall of granite.
Yeah, you just swing down on it, and it like you hit it in the back, and it like scoots down over to where this chair was. And it turns around and it starts to, unlike the other one that looked like it was trying to grab on and bite Komarov, this one skitters away from you, looks over at you, and you can see like the bottom of where like a human throat would be. They're not shaped quite like that. It starts to swell up. Like that part is a little softer, and it opens its mandibles and sprays acid at Tiven. Go ahead and make me a reflex save.
Awesome.
What is your save, bud? Okay.
Well, his save +2 because I'm still taunting him.
Wait, so it gets harder for you to pass this?
Yeah, because Oh, hold on a second. Let me double check because he's the mark of my taunt.
Yes.
Let me make sure. Oh, okay, no. So my taunt doesn't help. It helps other people. So had he targeted Katha instead of me, I could intercept, but I'm not. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
it seems.
yeah, but I still do increase his DCs by 2. So
Okay, you still pass.
his DC +2.
So you're gonna take half of this, and you
Okay.
take no persistent damage. You take 4 acid damage, not poison damage. And then it will do it again though. So make another reflex save.
Yeah, I'm just double checking. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So not yet. Next level. Now, if we were 4, he wouldn't be able to move if I hit him. That was what I was.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Shit. Reflex. You said right?
Yes.
Okay. Not good. Oh, even better. Nice.
21 is not a critical pass, so you still take half.
That's fine.
This
Well,
one
21
is
a critical pass.
a lot better.
+2 against mine.
Oh yeah. This time you're going to take
I took
6
4?
acid damage.
And then
Yeah,
so-
4 and 6, so 10 total.
Nope, that's not what I wanted. I want the inverse.
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
not
The one
not
time,
down.
the one time my normal proclivity to add damage fucked me up. All right.
Yeah.
And then I gotta let me double check. No, okay, I'm resistant to slashing, not acid. Okay,
Yeah.
because I have heavy armor specialization. My whole goal is just to mitigate damage, and unfortunately, acid isn't the thing I can do yet.
Yeah.
All things considered, not bad.
All right. That is all of its actions. It skitters away, sort of like loping, it's sort of somewhere between. Like it seems really comfortable standing on its back legs, sort of like a mantis. But when it runs away, it does go down to all four of its limbs. Turns around, swells up, sort of like the throat sac of a frog, except it fills with acid and then it sprays it at you in sort of these big globs. And you avoid most of it, like with your shield up and like dodging, but it does get you a little bit. We move to Koromo. Koromo, you're prone and
Wait,
you are.
oh,
What's
sorry.
up?
Nope, never mind. Okay, so the I have a special shield that you invented, but or you didn't invent. It's called the Fortress Shield, but it gives me a higher AC when I take cover.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought it was like Bulwark. I'm thinking like because we've been playing so much Starfinder. I'm like, do I get
Oh
a
yeah.
bonus to certain things? So
Different. So Koromo, the swarm is over here, just so you guys can touch your tokens and stuff. It is here. You are covered in these little fucked up insects, these little maggot-like things, but they've got like this hard shell and big, gnarly larval teeth. They're trying to get in your mouth. What do you want to do?
Can I roll like out of it, like right there?
Yeah, they have no way to stop you. However, if you don't stand up, I think that is as far as you can get without special abilities.
yeah, I believe
Crawling
I
is
do it, right.
yeah, but you can just get out of it.
Oh, that's probably my main thing is to get out of it at least this turn. I can stand up and then move over here.
There you go.
Shoot.
And I do believe that's all three of my turns.
It's only two.
Okay, so you
No,
Well,
I rolled
'cause
once,
standing is
and
one.
stand up is another action, and then move.
Yeah.
So
Probably-
Oh
Is
yeah,
that
but
right?
you can just stand and move if you're gonna do that while you're in the
yeah,
swarm.
you don't need to roll out of the swarm. You can stand up in the swarm. It's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, so you can stand up, move, and then I don't know, do something else as
Oh.
well.
Do I have a long range? I think. Oh, I have a crossbow. I'll get the crossbow out. Or
Cool.
because I think I had my short sword out before.
Draw your bow.
So
Yeah,
I'll swap
yeah.
weapon.
Yeah, so you stand, sprint over there, turn, draw your crossbow.
Yeah.
And
I'll swap out
that's
weapons. So I'll put my short sword away, and then
yeah, okay. So you swap weapons as your last action.
Yeah.
What does everyone want Magnus to do?
Um,
Oh yeah,
I'm
where
not
is
sure what.
I
feats
mean, about the
Magnus-
only thing he's got is needle darts.
Well, what does ignition do?
It's short range. It's only 30 feet.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's over here. Okay, I was like, which
Yeah.
one's Magnus? I
I
put
mean-
two
Magnus
together
is-
with the thing. Yeah.
He could move and hit ignition because,
Yeah. Move to here.
I mean, it's about the same damage. Ignition just has a chance of adding persistent.
Which swarms might be immune to, but
Yeah, but
I
I
just
mean
remember
the needle
AoE is really
darts.
good swarms
If
from first.
he crits with the needle darts, it also takes one bleed. So he'd
Nice.
probably hit with the needle darts and aim for that one.
okay.
Yeah, let's take something out that's already been damaged.
Yeah.
I think isn't like the tagline of our team is focus fire.
Yeah, kind of.
So that's yeah. Have him move up to like right here, and then target this guy. I like that. Because that'll be 1 move and then 2 for Needle Dark, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
I
do that.
can't grab his token right now, so.
Yeah, neither
Oh,
can
sweet.
we have access to the sheep, but not the token.
Yeah.
Oh, it should be both, but maybe it's
Nah,
because
'cause
it's not
If
the
it's a new
new
map, the
token.
sheep might not be connected to the token. Yeah, that's
Oh,
why I
yeah.
remember.
I mean,
Now
Yeah,
I
I-
can't even move that token,
Yeah,
so.
and also Roll20's updated so much stuff that we don't even know.
I made
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
clone of him, so
Can you guys move that token?
Nope.
I deleted the old one. No?
I
can
can't.
move it.
It
This
says
is
all
mine.
Yeah,
players.
listen, as long as
Mine.
one of us can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
it doesn't
important part.
matter.
You guys,
I have access to
guys-
the sheet, and that's
you guys all have access to a different part of Magnus.
Uh-huh.
so we're inclusive. I love it.
Okay, so.
Everyone controls Magnus.
Yeah, like I said, I'd move him forward and then hit that one with probably. Actually, if he's within 30 feet, he probably would flip to. Okay, yeah, he would probably hit it with ignition. Because that's same damage, but. Well, less
But the
damage,
fire
but
has-
the persistent fire is higher.
Yeah, it's a little more.
Okay. Do you have access to it, or should I click it?
I have access.
Okay.
I
will let you and Brian pilot him.
Okay, so don't change things on me.
I need to see his hip.
Oh yeah, when
circles.
multiple people have the sheet. 22 hits. It's not a critical hit though, but that is good damage. Deals that 8 fire. It seems to take all of that. Screams. Turns to look at him. Did the taunt wear off, Anthony?
No, the taunt. Actually, let me double check. I believe.
Yeah,
All right, hold on. Until the beginning of my next turn.
Okay, cool. All right. So after, oh no, I deleted his token. We'll have to add Magnus again. But it's okay. He comes in where he was. Because I believe he had a 15.
Yeah.
And that's where his token should be. Okay, cool. Now that's fixed. Because I was like, why is Gurads going first? Okay, the Gurads are going to, what do you want them to do? Don't judge me. We're rolling with it.
We are rolling with it. I love it.
So they've got crossbows drawn, but they do have like spears and stuff as well.
I thought they were a
yeah.
troop.
Yeah, so they've got access to crossbows and halberds.
I like the crossbow idea.
Okay, cool.
Fill this full of bolts.
Yeah.
Yeah, just pepper that one with bolts.
The ranged one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Green.
Okay. So them firing crossbows is a burst.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't think
Well, counts as AoE. That's awesome.
Yeah, if they're
Well,
going to fire crossbows, I'd almost rather they hit the swarm.
Well, then they'll hit you too.
Well, they can. So it's a burst, which means they target a cross section. They can target the upper corner here and not get. Swarm is big enough that it is. Like if Koromo had still been there, they wouldn't have been able to do that without hitting him. But because that square is now open, they can aim there and just.
So they can aim here and hit this swarm, right?
Yeah,
hit the swarm, and it's considered an AOE.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Just to let you guys know what their like actual stats look like.
I mean, they could fire at whoever they want, because other than Katha being
you guys are more like there's a guy over there in charge, but they will like refer to what you guys want to happen as well.
And I want the swarm gun more than anything, because that's going to be the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And it has basically almost guaranteed damage.
Yeah. So the swarm is going to make that reflex save against so they lower their crossbows and fire all of them. And the swarm rolls a reflex save. It does pass, so it takes half damage, but it does appear to, like, it takes the extra damage from an AoE. So this will be 11, 18. So they take 9, which means they take 14 damage from all that. So crossbows firing all into there, just hitting.
Good job,
these
boys. Keep it going.
sized guys. And the swarm looks pretty hurt from that. But the only other thing they can do is move. So if you want them to close with something, they can do that.
How about we have them reload their crossbows?
I think
That's
their
counted as
stuff
part of their
is-
stuff.
Yeah, they're not because they're not a singular creature. Basically, half of them always has crossbows loaded.
Yeah.
They're cycling.
Probably a
I
good
just wanted
idea
to make sure.
have them start closing with that one, the ranged one. I mean, I don't want them standing in the fire if the fire's still there.
Still there.
Yeah, the way troops work is really weird. They can encompass different shapes,
Yeah.
but for the most part, they will 5, 10, 15, 20. And they have reach with their halberds. So if one of them gets up sort of to here, the rest of them will also. So they march up to there, and like these two here on the end are within range to hit that guy there with the halberd. So they fire the crossbows at the swarm and then close with that one. So it's just within reach of their halberds. The guys, half of them have crossbows out, the other side of them have the halberds out, and they are Tibbin's calling out to them, "Good job," and they're like, half of them are like, "Yeah," and the other half are like, "Oh," like they don't know what's going on, and this is nasty. Okay. Alexandra is now right next to you. He's going to roll medicine.
I'm so
he straight
happy.
up
Just out of
can't
curiosity,
critically.
so Demiplane that does all the Pathfinder and Starfinder stuff has the Guardian updated on their website. So I'm looking at all of the updated information. I love it.
Oh, awesome. Alexandra does heal you for 21 with battle medicine. And then he's like wrapping you with bandages and like really quickly massaging salve into like your burn and bludgeon wounds. And he says, "Do you want me to run up and stab it? I can do that."
Oh, yeah.
No, you're good.
Okay, he stands back. Oh, never mind. He's only got the one scalpel, but he's going to throw his scalpel.
Yeah. I gotta remember to include this from here on.
Komarov kind of gestures towards the swarm and is like, just stay away from that.
Okay, yeah. He's like, "Yeah, good call. I will stay away from. I don't think I can do super well against those ones." He reaches back and throws his scalpel, and does hit. He throws it. He does 3 damage to it. Hurls his knife. Does 3 damage to the one that was pursuing you. Now it's got a scalpel sticking out of the like shell of its head.
It's got a
So
third.
he's got like wraps you up, hurls this knife. It's sticking right out of its forehead, and he's like, "I tried." He's now gonna try and examine it, like just looking at it. He's not trained in these things, but he might have something. He does not glean any information on what these things are or what they're capable of beyond what you've all seen them do. But he does try with his last action. Next is the wood giant. The wood giant is going to now, with chair in hand. The wood giant is going to swing down. Again, this one is not at full chops. Natural 1. Then we get a 17. Nope, 15. 15 misses the. Or is that right? 15 is what it needs to hit the swarm here. So it does a very strong 14 bludgeoning damage, down just a little bit, but that is definitely like chipping away at this swarm. And now there's so many crushed, so many like pierced with these crossbow bolts. However, the giant is going to use its last action to sort of bail.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
So smashes down with the chair. Now it's holding it mostly just by one leg as the other one is snapped off, and then it moves away. This one here is going to.
Would have done more damage if Keitha was in the chair.
If Keitha was in the chair, it would have counted as a larger object. So this one.
What do you have against Keitha?
Nothing.
You literally seem to be like, let's use Keitha for everything terrible and awful.
Okay.
It's because you're an easy target.
Koromo.
That's because
this
no
thing
one
is
can remember your name.
equal distance away from both of you. This one up here, this one that seems to be better in melee, is going to try to hit Koromo, who is very hurt, with its tail without moving. That is a 21.
I'm pretty sure that hits.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
So it does.
that's a hit.
Yeah. So it does 8 piercing damage and 3 acid damage. Are you still
I'm sorry,
conscious?
I'm not paying any attention. What's the green thing?
That's
Well,
I
my
think that's
aura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like, because I don't see that on my screen, and then I see it on Casey's, and I'm like, what happened? I missed it.
Oh,
How much total damage is that? Is 11?
Yes, 11 total.
I'm still up.
Okay.
I'm really hurt, but I'm still up. So which one hit me with the tail? Because I don't see anybody
This one.
next to me. That one?
Their tails
It
are
has
long.
reach?
it has reach.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
just found this out.
Yeah.
well, I
welcome
found
to
it out
finding
really
out.
quick.
But they don't
It's
have
going to-
attacks of opportunity, so
Yeah, they don't have attacks of opportunity from what you can see. It is actually going to close with you and attempt to bite you now with the penalty. That's a natural 20 with all the penalties. I am sorry. So that's 25. That still hits your normal armor class, which means it's still a crit. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's still a crit. I'm down.
Okay.
I'm probably
Yeah.
down. I'm down dying 2.
dying 3
Yeah.
because you were down wounded 1.
Oh, yeah, I'm dying. Oh, I'm dead then.
No, it's dying 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you
dying
die
4
at
now?
4. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
all
if you get crit and you go to dying 2 and then you get picked back up, you're still only wounded 1.
yes.
Yeah. So you can get crit I think if you're lucky, you can get crit 3 times before you die.
Yeah,
So-
unless
but you
you
are
Die Hard or a feature, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
there are things that mitigate that.
if
But
he
you
is
are
already wounded 1, when he comes back, he'll be wounded 2.
No,
Yeah.
no. He
Oh.
got wounded 1.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I
wounded
know.
1 right now. I
Yeah,
mean,
the remaster
yeah.
rules change wounded.
Yeah,
Do
the
they?
wounded
Yeah.
still goes up.
No. He wasn't wounded until he went down. We got him up
so
once.
I got
It's
down once
wounded 1.
before. I was
You're
already
only wounded
His
1.
sheet says he's wounded 1 now.
I'm wounded 1 before he put me down. So now
That's
I'm
why
wounded
he's
2.
dying
No.
3.
You're dying 3. Yes. That's what we have
When
said.
he comes back, he will be wounded 2 because
Yes.
this is the second time he's been down.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
A
So,
third
Yes, that
crit
is correct.
will kill him outright
Yeah.
if it knocks him down.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter if I don't if I don't get help. I'm going to be dead this round, anyways.
You'll be fine.
You'll be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, your turn moves to above this thing,
Yeah.
so it's going to be a long minute before it gets to you. But it tail swipes, sees that you are still hurt, comes, knocks you out, and it feels like on that natural 20, you go down regardless, minimum damage, whatever. Everyone else sees that on a crit. Like these things look like they don't do like their damage could be higher on a bite, but they are deadly. You guys see that it like rips a big chunk out of him.
Okay.
And it seems to have now that you've seen it, it seems like the two are they have like a different mouth shape. Like the other one's shape is for spitting acid, and this one looks like it is for biting.
Uh-huh.
So this one knocks you out, and we move to Tivin.
Well, all right.
For some reason, my roll counter isn't moving.
Oh, Justin has to move it for you.
So I'm not saying the last thing I see on the roll counter is Magnus doing something.
Oh, you mean the like
The
roll?
actually rolling the dice thing.
Sometimes mine gets stuck. Try to just manually scroll
Just hit
down.
F5.
I've tried that, and it's still the lowest one I get is it's Magnus.
Yeah, but that, yeah.
Oh, I'm rolling with normal dice. My computer doesn't roll with the stuff, so
Yeah.
you're not gonna
Okay.
see those. I'm
All right.
sorry.
Okay,
I
was just
stride up,
saying-
and I'm gonna taunt. Well, before I stride up, I'm gonna taunt this guy.
Okay.
So he needs a will
Will
save.
save.
DC 16.
Natural 1.
Yay! Ooh, so it's a -3 to everybody but me.
Wow.
So +2 for me, -3 for everybody else. So I walk up to
Okay.
him and I chitter in his face, and I'm like, I point to my buddy and I go, no, me. And then I raise my shield, and then that's all 3 because I had to move.
Okay.
But that's
Oh,
fine because I can intercept strike now if he goes for my buddy.
Yeah.
Which is what I want, and then I can shove him the fuck away. And yeah. I got you. I reached down. I put not a hand because I have both my hands on my shield still. I reached down with my elbow and I'm like, I got you, buddy.
it comes back covered in blood.
He's
Yeah.
like, and I'm like, I understand. It's okay. Don't talk.
It's so
Well, I'm
hard
out,
to get
so-
confused.
Okay. Swarm's turn.
5. Oh no. Okay. Sorry, I just gotta check a thing.
Yeah, Fred. Not that I don't like your company or anything, but maybe Koroma would have survived if you missed this session. Because Justin would have been like, "Oh man, I didn't want to kill him while he was gone." But now that you're here, you're free to die. Apparently.
But easy come, easy go.
You're exactly there within one move. The swarm
Could go
seeing
that way,
Koromo
too.
go down,
Ah.
it immediately sprints over. Tivin, there is no save. It's not attacking you. It spends its last actions have like going into Koromo's mouth.
Ugh.
So they get in there. Nobody has to make a save. Nobody takes damage. Koromo, you're now no longer dying. You are wounded 2.
Ugh.
I think
Well-
I'd rather be dying.
He's like, I think I'd rather die.
Hey,
Yeah.
we have a great sample now.
Yeah, they get
This is
in
awful,
there.
but we've got a living sample.
Do
Yeah,
I
they,
notice, like, I know it's not immediate, but do I notice, like, the writhing as it goes down his throat, very similar to what happened with the giant the first time? Like,
not
I'm getting
not as
flashbacks.
so. Not only is Cormo like smaller, but it's like you can see them in the mouth. They're going in there, but you don't see an immediate writhing under his flesh or anything like that.
Okay.
Like whatever,
Do I get
whatever
a,
it's
like a
at,
fortitude save or anything?
no, you're helpless.
Yeah.
Yep, you're helpless. Sorry.
You're helpless, and they just get in there. There will be things you can do later, but as of now, that is that is all of their actions. They move, and then they spend 2 actions, just getting in there. Tiven, because you're standing right there, you can see exactly what's happening.
Oh,
He
Tiffin would
gets
get
knocked
his
unconscious.
attack of opportunity against him.
That is true.
Yeah, I was like, I have
Just saying.
react.
Actually, that is true. As they are moving through, if you get a critical hit,
That stops them.
Well, and here's the thing, though. I am an ever-staying stance, so I have aggressive. Oh no, I can shove as my strike, can I? As my reactive strike, can I shove?
I'm
Not
not sure you
normally.
can shove a swarm, though. It's a little
Well,
confusing because it's a swarm.
reactive strike is just a strike. Doesn't allow for
Yeah.
maneuvers.
Yeah, because maneuvers are not considered strikes for all of that. They are considered attacks, but strikes are specific.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you probably have to take a feat for that, huh?
Yeah, that like
Probably.
I know there's fighter feats that can do it, and I know monks can do it at like level 6 or something like that.
I feel like there's one that allows you to shove with a shield, but I don't know.
There is, and again, we're only level 3. I
Yeah.
have a plan to like 10, I think it was, or 11,
Hmm.
because I know that's what we're planning. And I was like, I know that eventually I can do these things like stand still and like shove with the shield and all this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I do that now? No, okay.
No.
Yeah, let me attack it.
Yep.
A 20 is unfortunately not a crit, but bludgeoning does do better than other things.
Yeah.
So you're looking at, you do 8 damage to it. There are not very many insects left in this swarm, but they do get over there, and they are able to use their last 2 actions to
tried,
get
buddy.
some of them in there. Say again?
You did what you could.
You did no, it was really good. We're all on the same page now.
Yeah.
And again, they're looking really bad. There's not very many left.
This is the annoying thing. I have aggressive block, so if I shield block, I get a free shove. But I'm not shield blocking. And if I successfully shove, I can move them 5 feet away, and I'm like, I can stop them. Ah!
Frustrating thing about swarms is they don't.
Wounded 2, correct?
You are
Yeah,
wounded
you are
too.
wounded 2. You are no longer dying.
Yeah, how many hit points do I have?
You're still at 0. You're just
Yeah,
not
you're
actively making
stable, I think
saves.
is it called stable?
Yeah, you're
Yeah, he's
you're
stable.
stable.
Stable at 0, so you're unconscious for however long. But yeah.
Yeah, until someone gets you up. Your turn is before the red insectoid.
Yeah, RH or something like that, or
Yeah, RH on the turn order. But that's the swarm's whole turn. Tivin crushes a lot of them, trying to stave them away from Koromo's unconscious body. They swarm over him as he's swinging his shield down under his legs over Koromo, and you can see just a big, strong handful of them get down his throat.
I'm getting flashbacks from Diablo 3 in the starts with an A, her level that has all of the fucking scarabs. It's like,
yeah, they're a lot like that.
they're
They're wriggly little bastards. Katha, you are up.
Okay. There's the part of me that's like, crap. But there's the part of me that's like, we've got to fight. We've got to get this over with. So she's going over here, and she's going to start swinging at Mr. Ranged again. Could you not do that?
This one is no longer haunted.
Seriously, roll 20. Okay, well. Oh, look! Amazing! Thank you, roll 20. Thank you so much, roll 20.
Yeah, your first swing glances off of its shell, and your second swing, they're pretty squirrely. But that was a move and 2 strikes from Ketha.
Yep.
All right. Komarov, you are up. So you don't have the best image of what is going on with Koromo, but you do see the swarm just covering his unconscious body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it considered to take up all 4 of those squares again, or is it only occupying his square?
No, they do still take up all of those squares.
Okay, and so it didn't do anything to me?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it did not do the swarming bites, which is
No,
otherwise
I'm
what they
just
would
making
do
sure
as
we're
an
all on
attack.
the same page, that's all.
Yeah. No, it's a different ability than their standard attack ability.
Cool.
We're just gonna stride over, and we're just gonna try and get rid of something. So we're gonna use our 2-action wire blade.
25 with the flank crits against this guy. What kind of damage are you doing?
Oh,
Cold? All right. Seems to take all of that, and that seems, while it doesn't seem especially affected, it does not create an opening where acid can spray out at you. So you're seeing like the shell of this thing like freeze, and it reacts just like it's being like, like it reacts to the damage like it is frustrated that it's lacking a defense against what you're doing. But it takes that 18 damage. Is there anything else you can do?
no. That was a 2-action version.
Right. Okay. You get more damage out of that one.
Yeah.
All right. So you slide over, hit this thing with a cold blade, flanking with Tivin. That one now looks pretty hurt. We move to this one here. The green one, the acid spitting one. Oh no, my page scrolled up for some reason. I don't want that. Oh, you know what? I messed that up, but we will correct that later. So this one is going to swing its claw at Ketha,
Okay.
which is going to be 25 to hit.
That hits.
All right, it's 11 piercing damage, and then it's going to step back, try to hit you with its tail. That one, 5, is 23 to hit.
Still
I rolled
hits.
very high. Okay. So that one will be 9 piercing damage, 4 acid damage, and that's its whole round. Magnus is up. Magnus is at full hit points.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably going to throw an ignition at this one.
You should get a crossbow.
Why? His cantrips are fine.
Oh, because that gives him a third attack just for shits. You could do ignition and then fire the crossbow.
Oh,
then
you've
next round
got
do
to be
ignition and
kidding
then
me!
reload
Roll
it.
20.
Yeah, that one will miss. Okay, where are you? You're pretty bad.
Well,
So they're actually all looking pretty hurt. The swarm is reduced definitely the most.
yeah, I know. Is it worth it to hero point that?
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Yeah.
Use Mike's hero point.
Let's try it.
Yep.
So we will oh, I guess I can't just hit spell attack roll. So, yeah, we'll hero point that and try again.
That's better.
20 hits. No, it's not a crit, but it takes all of that fire damage. So this one and the red one and the green one are both now at like definitely under half. They have almost the same amount of damage. No, they
Okay.
exactly have the same amount of damage. So Magnus has one more action. Anything you want him to do?
What would it be to identify these things?
It would be occultism.
Okay, we'll try that. Yeah, he's trained, so
Beautiful.
there we go.
24 is not quite a crit. These things are strange. Is there information you specifically want? You get one thing.
Let's.
It doesn't necessarily need to be a statistical thing.
I know. I would say, do they have any special defenses?
This is sort of an attack, sort of a defense. So Magnus is looking at these things. He's seeing how they're reacting to getting hit. He's seeing how they're reacting to getting hit with his fire. He thinks that there is a 100% chance that when they die, they explode.
Okay.
They have a death burst. That is the only special defense they would have. So it's like sort of an offense, sort of a defense.
Okay, so group them all together, have nobody else around, blow them all up. Bet.
That'd be a great thing to do, but I don't think we can do that. Anyway.
Oh, this is something you guys could have noticed, so I'll tack it on. The roll is good. This is a physical thing. They don't have eyes. So you think they probably are also immune to visual or light-based effects.
Okay.
So it's not a special defense, but you're like, they don't have ocular things. Probably they are blind and using something else.
Yep. Okay.
All right. After Magnus is the Gurads. Which one do you want them to focus on?
We want the swarm gone. Get rid of the swarm.
Yeah, my God.
Swarm gone. Okay. Swarm is going to make a reflex save. It does pass, but it is still half damage, courtesy of that's how area effects work. The swarm is down that much. Even at half damage, that does kill them. So these guys all, like, the front line lowers to knees and starts firing into arrows going, bolts just going right over Komarov. They're all swarming into his mouth and covering his body. And they clear off, and they start to, the remnants of the swarm start to wriggle away. They are no longer a threat in combat. So that
Are
is
they a threat in
two.
Komarov?
We're going to find out.
No!
We're going to find out. Let's keep that as part of the story instead of metagaming it.
I didn't ask it to finalize. I was just making a comment.
So they are going to close with the one 15, 20. Okay. So all of them move up to here, sort of encompassing Katha there. They're within reach of that one there. It had
Yeah.
stepped before, otherwise it would have moved farther away to avoid their halberds. So they're now within reach of that one. Leaxandra is next. Oh no. Oh no. I don't. What have you done? Roll 20.
Oh, terrible.
Okay.
Terrible.
Leaxandra sprints past Komarov, standing right next to this guy, and is going to attempt battle medicine on Koromo. He does pass. Koromo gains 25 hit points with battle medicine.
Nice.
And then with his last action, he's going to turn, and with his new he is going to attempt to just grab the scalpel that's sticking out of this thing's head and shove it deeper in with an attack roll. He just sort of grabs it and punches it down. He gets a 20 total, and he had previously identified this thing's weaknesses, so he does 5, 10, 14 piercing damage to this thing, hurting it quite a bit. And then he's going to have to make a reflex save as this thing takes either piercing or slashing damage. He critically passes. He takes no acid damage. So he shoves this scalpel down into its head, and acid sprays out, and he ducks under it, just being like, oh my God. He looks so nervous to be where he is, but he is trying to help. Next up is the wood giant. The wood giant is going to step to here and try to hit this one there. That is a hit for 17.
Nice.
Big hit with this stool, even with the penalties from it being a
Improvised.
improvised weapon. And the last one will miss. So it clocks this one real hard with this stool, just smacking it. Yeah. And it's too far away to get the acid, and it's doing bludgeoning damage anyway. Korima, we're to you. You are conscious.
I think I'm going to play dead.
You're going to play dead?
Yes.
I mean, valid. You're like, I don't know
Valid,
anymore.
yeah.
Make a deception check.
Yep.
Nice!
Yeah. You look dead as hell, man. You've got 2 more actions. Do you want to do anything?
Tiffin cries because he thinks his friend is dead now.
Leaxandra is like, I killed him. Oh my God.
No, I'm
Leaxandra
just going to
didn't
play
have
dead.
risky surgery, but she does now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No, I'm just playing dead.
Okay. Okay. Korimo plays dead. Everyone is convinced he's dead. Everyone is convinced he's dead. We move to this one in melee. The last person to hit it was Leaxandra. It's going to attempt to bite Leaxandra. Oh my God, I'm sorry. But it's got that penalty from being taunted.
-3, yep.
-3. Okay.
Because they critically failed.
Even with the -3, that is I rolled a 17 on the die, so that's still 24.
Awesome.
Which is
I intercept
not.
No, I can't
okay.
intercept the strike because I hit the thing. Never mind.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
The -3 prevents this from being a critical hit on Leaxandra. So he's not going to take that deadly dice.
Nice.
So Leaxandra takes 10 damage instead of significantly more. He cries out. He's not used to getting hurt. He's like, "Ah!" He's just this whiny, high pitch. It bites down on his arm, piercing through the fur and the leathers he's wearing. And then it is going to turn to Koromo with its claw. That's 17.
Minus 3.
Komarov, I'm sorry. Oh,
So-
yes.
Minus 3.
Not 17, 14.
I'll miss.
That'll miss. Okay. And then it's gonna turn to Tivin with another bite. It's plus 0. No. Fail. All right.
Well, plus 2.
Oh yes. No, it was a 9 on the die, and with the third attack it was plus
No, I
0.
have
So
I currently I have a 19 AC, so
yeah, you're solid. So you prevent a critical hit with the taunt as it is sort of keeping you in whatever its visual range is. Bites down on Alexandra's arm, swipes at Komarov, missing, and then it turns to you, and your shield is just in the way. It's pressing itself against it. Cannot make any purchase. Tivin, you are next.
beautiful.
So now it's not taunted anymore.
Correct. At the start of my turn, it is no longer
Okay.
taunted.
Cool.
Double checking. Okay, I am still in Everstand stance because that doesn't go away. Just means I don't have a free hand and some other stuff, which is fine. So, you know what? Let's just smash it.
Nope.
I'm gonna try to smash it first.
Okay.
Because why not? Well,
Even with the flank, that doesn't.
yeah, I
do
don't
it.
think a 13. So you know what? Because I feel like my buddy just died, and I'm very sad about it. I'm gonna hero point that.
Yeah.
Let's try this one more time.
Yeah, Komarov is dead. Everyone is convinced Komarov is dead. That does hit definitively.
So, yeah, I'll take that.
And because you did bludgeoning damage, oh, it's already used its reaction as well. It is still up, but it is looking really bad. Its shell is cracked. Its head is like sort of sunken in,
Awesome.
where like you hit it and it's got the gap in it where Alexandra stabbed it, and so now it's like just sort of pushed in.
Okay. Now I will taunt it.
Okay.
So I need a will save.
We'll
DC 16.
save 16, 24.
Okay, so it is still a success. So it is a -1, and it still gets a +2 to all me.
Okay, so it still is taunted. It's just the penalties are not.
Yeah. So success is still it's 1. Failure is a 2. Critical failure is a 3. Critical success is it's unaffected.
Okay, cool.
Which is why it says it's then immune for until the beginning of my next turn. Because you can't try to re-taunt the same thing twice.
Oh, in the same, like you can't use 2 rounds to guarantee something's taunted.
Two
Or
actions.
2 actions. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
All right, and then I will raise shield as my third.
Okay.
Because I get all these beautiful bonuses.
All right. Swarm is gone. Katha.
Well, I'm
Timmy's
in.
like, how you doing, friend?
Been better. A lot better.
He in Dwarven he yells at the other soldiers like, make it do good for her.
The soldiers are like, what?
They don't know what I
what
say,
you're
but they know my
saying.
tone because they marched with me.
Okay,
they-
so
Understand that you're calling to them.
it's
Yeah.
literally first action we're doing this.
Okay.
So that wipes up my focus points.
Mhm.
Second action is going to be a 2-action heal on myself.
Okay.
So, oh, that's great.
+2, right?
+4 because it's 3rd level.
Oh, nice. Well, I meant because of your healer's blessing.
No, that's what I'm saying. +4 because it's considered level 2 now.
Oh, per level. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the heightened gets
Wow.
an
Oh,
additional healing.
nice. Holy crap. Oh, you and
So,
I are very well at high levels.
Yeah, that's really
so
strong.
that's literally what? 16 plus 12 is 28. Okay.
Wow.
Good job.
I took more than that in a round just from this stupid thing.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
That's it. That's all I've got.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
there's 3
well,
actions,
That's
right?
3.
We move to Komarov.
Alright. Woody will. Yeah, just try a big hit. Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
Big hit.
Oh,
You destroy this thing.
bang.
What does this look like? It is damaged. Its head is all sunken in. It's got all these frostbite burns on its shell.
So I feel like the blade breaks apart and then coalesces as ice around it, and it just starts breaking out into pieces as it melts.
All right. It starts to fall apart into pieces, and as the ice starts to crack, it does explode. Everyone go ahead. Everyone over there, give me a reflex save.
Yep.
All right, so it is a DC. Everybody gets +1 to their save because that's just easier.
is.
And then I get a -2 to mine.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm adding +1 temporary.
Yeah. Reflex?
Reflex, yes.
Okay. Okay, so that's a ugly 13 for me.
Okay, so Tivin, you fail. Koromo, you, as everyone believes you're totally dead, you critically pass and you take no damage. Komarov, you'll take half damage. Alexandra gets, what is your save, bud? 24, which is also a critical pass with the bonus from Tivin.
Nice.
With the bonus from Tivin, Koromo and Alexandra take no damage.
My job is working.
Yes, you
Give
are
me the
mitigating a lot of
damage.
damage. Tivin and Komarov both take 5 acid damage and no persistent damage. Though.
Oh no, I failed.
Oh no.
I failed
No, oh, you failed. Okay, so you'll
because
take
I'm
10
at a 13
and then
because of the DC. Yeah.
that's what it was. Okay, so you will take 10 acid damage and you do have persistent damage. So at the end of your rounds, you're going to take some acid damage.
Okay. So 20. Nope.
So,
Not
Komarov, you stab into this thing, and while the ice is freezing it totally, you hear it make this sound that is like the chittering sound at like a really high frequency. You can feel it as you're like touching it briefly. And this one over here seems to like perk up at that sound. Is there anything else you would like to do with your round?
Last action, I'll just throw a Hail Mary and see if I can hit. So the water will turn into a bow, and I'll just try and shoot the other one.
nice.
Alrighty. Hey, don't do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. You fire this ice arrow at this other one over here, and it misses so wide. It sort of gets close to the fire and dissipates.
Yeah, it probably meant it, but it was hard to shoot between everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of dudes in the way. Okay.
I mean, that's literal Hail Mary. You just threw it on the other side of the cave.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
These guys have no reactions. This guy has a reaction that isn't helpful. Okay. This thing Hearing the signal from the one that just died, looking over and seeing the swarm is totally gone, this thing sprints away. It is climbing up these rocks. It looks like it is really good at climbing. So it sprints and is trying to get up the cliff.
Oh, the soldiers don't have reactions.
No.
They don't have
Okay.
reactions. Oh, you
Unfortunate.
weren't.
I'm
K5
out of
wasn't within
range.
range of it. Yeah.
And I
the
don't have that
giant doesn't-
reaction anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. The giant's reaction is only for catching rocks.
Yep.
So that thing is 55 feet away and 10 feet up. It is scurrying up those rocks. But we do move to Magnus.
Okay. I mean, he
Oh, shit, let me
will
double
still probably
Yeah.
move 25 closer.
Okay.
And that should put him within 60 feet of the needle darts.
Oh, he's
That's right.
like 30. Yeah, he's well within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The needle darts are 60, so.
That's awesome.
And he will take a shot. Oh, yes, he
Oh,
will.
man. Critical hit. That does kill this thing. With the critical hit, he reaches in to, he's got this chunk of metal that he pulls these darts out of, this cold iron. He's holding it in one hand and just holding it out, and needles shoot out of it, hitting this thing in its back, just all the way up from tail to the head, and it screams out and then erupts, burning all of these stones, killing it. It does not get away.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a short.
Yeah.
The bean wizard
Right.
finally does it.
You're right, Anthony. Roll20 apparently doesn't hate me as much as I think so.
All right.
Oh, that was.
That's oh my god. There's so many shorts. The critical success for Kuromo, not Kuromo. Shit. They have various Komarov.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, it is Kuromo.
Yeah.
Doing the feign death and the critical. Oh man, applaud. Also,
so
can I
everyone-
just say, I know that Justin is making these all up out of his head. This was a really, really well established combat. Good job, buddy.
Thank you. I'd spent 5 hours weighing the stats against other things. There's a whole bit in the GM core about designing creatures. It's not obvious still. The rules are there and it's got good explanations, but you still gotta sort of have some experience. So everyone is standing here as Magnus runs up, fires these needles out. This last one, this one trying to get away, explodes. Everyone, Komarov is dead.
No!
Komarov is laying there.
Kuromo is dead.
Do I have to
his
roll for my persistent
lifeblood.
acid?
Oh, no. So you are just going to take. So at the end of your sort of next bit, if someone wants to attempt to aid in getting the acid off, you take 2 acid. Now go ahead and roll a flat check. On
Oh,
a
yeah, I'll
15,
attempt to aid him in
Okay,
getting
you're right
the
there.
acid off. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so-
When is my turn coming up?
Oh, I deleted all of the turns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Tibbins comes up before
I think
yours.
before
so,
mine, yeah, or after mine.
Yeah, so Tibbin will take this 2 acid damage. Go ahead and roll that d20, and then the
Yeah.
next one you'll have help. 11. So you'll take 2 more. How is K5 helping?
Let's see what
I mean,
I've
she's
got.
a healer. I imagine it's throwing salt base. I don't
Really?
know.
Rubbing dirt on it.
Well, it's so some dirt like a loamy
Yeah,
soil.
she's
will
probably
actually-
throwing dirt on him to try and
Yeah.
get the acid off.
Because acid can only react with so much stuff before it is.
Yeah,
kicked
but
out.
it can be
yeah.
absorbed by things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. There are certain natural elements that are considered bases or alkalines, which would counteract.
Mhm.
That's yeah.
Oh, and
All right.
Magnus will probably come over and try something. What does he have? Nothing that I can see.
All right. The next one you take is 5. Go and roll that d20. Now you're only looking at a 10 instead of a 15.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The
That was
acid
good
wears
anyway.
off. You guys rub enough dirt in it that it expires how much it can dissolve through, damaging you just a little bit. All right.
I'm happy with that.
Leoxandra is going to like he puts his hand on what he believes to be Cormo's corpse, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He's just crying.
Yeah.
It's all right, Alexandra.
Tibbin's like calling over to the soldier as he's putting Kuromo's body on the shield because they're very Spartan. It's like
Yeah.
on their shield or with it. And he's like, I don't imagine they have a litter otherwise. So he's just like utilizing his shield as a litter. And he's like, soldiers, come, carry them all.
Probably as soon as he puts his hands on me, I like jump up like, what?
Ah, and I smash. No.
Everybody screams. Leoxandra screams. It's very.
Katha like
He's like, oh.
Katha kind of pokes him and says, "Are you or are you a bug?"
Why would I be a bug?
Make a medicine check.
Gladly.
40 of them went down your throat.
Oh, I feel sick now.
I mean, he looks fine.
I don't like that.
He looks hurt.
I know. What I'm saying is, is that a fail?
That is a fail.
Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to try and hero point that.
Okay.
Because it's kind of a. It was like, it gets worse.
He looks fine.
Yes.
I mean, he looks.
Roll 20,
he's
you
definitely-
miserable, pathetic thing.
Can you move, boy?
Cormo, you think you're this is the best you've ever. This is the best you've ever
No.
felt. You feel great, man.
Wow, yes. Roll 20, you miserable, pathetic thing.
Hey, don't fucking wake the dragon. Calm down.
The dragon's already shitting on me, so.
Yeah, but it can shit you out, so relax. Your next
I'd
3 rolls are
appreciate
one.
that.
All right.
The machine god will hear you. Anyway, Timmons, he knows about, because of the colleges, he's like, there's got to be better physicians at in Ralton. We'll take you back there, but you can walk though, right?
I feel fine. I haven't felt this good in a long time.
Oh.
Sus, but okay. Good.
Yeah. You're looking at him say he feels great. He does have a bunch of like bite marks and burn marks and like bludgeon marks on him. Like he's been in the fight.
I am
You
gonna
guys watch him go down.
Tibbin 100% wants to keep an eye out for like those little machinations under the skin.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that he can do, and Katha, I mean, not the meta, but Katha's already basically...
everyone's hurt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're standing
Everyone's hurt
around
except
here...
Magnus.
Yeah, so while we're standing around here, we'll just do a 3-action. Holy smokes.
Good job.
Oh, nice. You do that as Leoxandra is sort of like... he's already used battle medicine. I guess he could just do regular treat wounds now.
After once, yeah.
Yeah, so he's moving over to sort of... Tibbin is the most hurt at the moment, so he's like getting all of his stuff out while you do this. How much total healing do you do to everyone?
14. It's a 3-action, so it's just a 30-foot burst.
Well, do you still have the aura?
Oh yeah, the focus spell.
The
Healer's Blessing? That's only on like one person.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
and it only affects the next spell.
One willing living
all right.
No, its duration's 1 minute. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it lasts a minute or until I get the spell on them. Because it only affects the next spell.
Yeah. So you can cast it in anticipation of needing to cast the healing spell later. Okay. So that heals Leoxandra all the way up.
Is when they
And
refresh.
he is happy to administer medicine to anyone else needing it. The soldiers walk right up to Tivin. Tivin, you.
Okay, I'm still down 14, but I'm okay with that. So if she wants to treat wounds, she can.
Yeah, Leoxandra comes over to you, and you heal like 28.
Oh, nice. So I'm.
Yeah, he rolled super well. So over the
So
next
is
10
Keitha
minutes,
like
he's, sort of-
completely off? Keitha always thought Leoxandra was a guy.
Leoxandra is a man.
Okay.
Or, Leoxandra is not a man. Leoxandra is a male brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
Technical differences, but
yeah, Keitha
in-
has to go for the visual clues that she recognizes as female versus male. Like, bulges on the chest and a little bit thinner. That one's probably female.
Yeah, Leoxandra doesn't have like the thickened fur like you would get in a mane, but there are different types of brawl that don't get a mane either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you think that's because he's kind of a wiener. Like,
Wow.
yeah, he's just a skinny guy. Like a lot of brawl are really muscular. Leoxandra
yeah.
is really thin. And he is definitely the next tallest person here. He's
Well,
pretty tall. I think Keitha is taller just by the.
we have 4 small. No, we have. Well, what's Magnus? Human?
Human.
Magnus is
Yeah.
human,
Okay.
yeah.
So we have 3 small party members, I think.
I mean, isn't
Or
dwarf still medium? I mean, short, but still medium.
Yeah, you're definitely short, but you're still a medium size, right?
I think. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't. Right? Yeah, you're right. I'm just short.
Yeah, I mean, you're 4 feet. No matter which way we roll you, you're 4 feet.
Correct.
Yeah, you're
That is
cube.
correct.
Yeah.
I am definitely a cube. There's no question there.
I'm just going to do some medicine on Karumo. Karumo, what's your perception DC?
Higher than that?
Yeah, Kuromo's got. I think because he's a ranger or something, it's like 6 base.
So my perception would be 16.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to see this coming as I punch you in the stomach. Or attempt
Oh,
to.
I punch you in the stomach.
why are you hitting?
What? the-
This. I'm trying to see if you feel the urge to explode in acid. Now hold still.
You don't.
I no
get
longer
him?
feel the best I've ever felt.
Leoxandra is going to try and hold you back. He's not strong.
That's fine. Those are my.
He-
That's my entire turn, which is
Okay.
2 misses.
Yeah, you fake it. He sees you coming. You miss twice. Leoxandra then grabs you like, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, Timon's like, are you under the influence of the creatures? What is going on?
Yeah.
Am I the only one who saw like 30 of them go in him?
I didn't see
No,
them
but I
follow
can't
any.
find anything wrong with him.
That's what I'm trying to do, is try and find something wrong with him. Now hold
And
your
now we're
L.
trying to find something wrong with you.
The thing you're doing makes things wrong. All you're doing
All
to do is
right,
cause
all right.
damage.
Here, I think we need to get someone back to Minralthan.
The giant over there is looking at the corpse that these insectoid creatures had erupted from and is shaking violently and is then looking at like her hands and then the fire.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Don't do
can I-
that. Don't do that.
yeah.
Keitha's
Uh,
got her sword put away and is like, no.
I'm using the pigeon Jotun to translate.
what do you want to say to her? She is looking at the
Well, can
horror
I? Yeah,
that is
can I
in
do
the-
a perceive?
I think we want
to-
Magnus to actually be the talker because he's the talker.
Does he speak
Magnus,
Dwarven?
Magnus does
He
speak
can.
Dwarven.
He does
Oh,
speak
good,
Dwarven.
good.
So
Well, I
So
don't.
you guys can.
I wasn't here for that, so.
We'll just say Magnus can aid you because it feels weird to have a player here be the front person if they're not here.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
you
That's
guys can
fair.
definitely split that and both communicate with this giant. What are you
Yeah.
trying to communicate to her?
Well, I want
We're
to perceive
trying.
first to see what her intention is exactly.
Yes, go ahead and make perception check.
I mean, Keith has already got her preconceived notion. I'm not gonna make a
Yeah.
perception
Um,
check.
Yeah, but
No, yeah, Kate,
wants-
yeah, you get the idea that Katha is totally right. Katha's like holding her hands up. She's got her sword placed away. She is like beyond like you guys can kind of put together what she's doing. She is horrified. You get the idea that she had some ideas about what was going on, but she's not like she definitely knew like some possibilities and like you can see the stuff under their flesh, but she's not seen whatever has happened to this other guy that she had like been traveling with. Like they ambushed you guys together. She is uh like she is sort of lost hope and is horrified. Like she's wanting to just
and
like the last thing she would ever want is for that to happen to her. You know,
Yeah.
but
in
I mean,
the
do we know if she is like under the purview of these creatures? Like, is she infected?
so you know that they have been medicating themselves and each other really.
Okay.
With this perception check, so you guys treated the other one. You guys gave that one treatment. You have not given this one treatment. She is looking very bad.
Oh
And
no.
she
Okay.
is, as of now, you guys showed up and they were out of actionable medicines. Like you guys went out and found more supplies to give to the one that was already unconscious. She looks better
The
than
one that was
that one
exploded,
does.
right?
No.
No.
There's
Oh,
one
okay.
in the
Okay.
cave. The one
Oh, right.
over here has been unconscious, and like Magnus and Komarov sort of went to healing that one and sort of
Okay.
settled itself. She doesn't look as far gone as that one does, but she looks rather bad. She's drained too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We need to get actual.
Medicine. Yeah.
Well, they want us to keep them here, and I can kind of see why.
Well, we have a barricade,
Mhm.
triage, if you want to call it that, set up. So, but we
I
need to get
know. Can I finish,
better.
please?
Mhm.
We need to get to Mineral Thin and let them know and try and get actual medical people out here or better medical facilities. I'm good at medicine, but I don't have anything that I can do to help with what I have.
I'll go. And I whistle for my bird.
Tell them what happened to you as well.
I fell asleep and I woke up and he attacked me.
Tell them that you may be infected, but we don't know yet.
Oh, sure, I'll tell them.
Cormo, is that honest?
He doesn't think there's anything wrong with him
I know he
because he is
doesn't.
not. So
Mhm.
therefore, he probably will not tell them.
Okay, make a deception check against. You're talking to Katha. What's your
Mhm.
perception DC?
16.
16. Okay, make a deception check against Katha.
It's just like,
Yeah, he's gonna let him know everything.
Mhm.
All right, Koromo, you call your bird down. The soldiers are sort of like not knowing what to do. The one of them walks up to Tivin. You recognize this one. This is the guy that was with you guys when they first attacked Willem. And Willem is like, Sir Tivin, what would you like us to do? We had sort of just been guarding the barricade when, and then he gestures to everything.
Yeah. Just continue that. Form
Oh, okay, all
line.
right.
Yeah. Remain vigilant. Keep be perceptive. Make sure that nobody can get in or out. Without like I don't know protocol. So each of us, and then have two lookouts specifically to alert us when Cormo returns.
Oh, of course. So it will be even flying. It will be hours until you get to Minrelthin. So Koromo begins to fly off. Koromo, are you going straight there? Or are you going to do anything crazy?
Oh, I'm gonna head straight there.
Okay, cool.
Yes, that's what I've been. I mean, I was been paid to help them out, so I'm doing that.
Okay, perfect. So Koromo starts to fly towards Minrelthin. What is everyone else's goals here?
See if we can treat this female giant.
Okay. So you guys are a little low on supplies. I'm not sure what you guys have in your inventories, but the thing she needs is like the thing that will help is like an anti-plague or round the clock. Like to treat diseases, there's like the treat a malady. I think in the medicine skill is like if you hang out with someone overnight, they get a bonus on any
Plus
fortitude
2.
save. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a something care.
So
Medic's
treat
really good at
disease
it.
is one,
Yeah, treat diseases would help, but
and
also an
it's
anti-plague would help.
yeah. I don't have an anti-plague on me,
I don't.
but I definitely have the treat. I can do the treat disease. I've got a healer's kit.
Oh, I have absolutely nothing in my inventory. I didn't write shit down. Sorry.
Yeah, so Alexandra will also offer
Oh,
his
I
services.
know. I
That's
got
why
like
he's
the
here.
adventurer's kit. Oh, I've got everything written down. Never mind. It's all written down. But yeah, I've got healer's tools, so I can take care of them, and we've got Alexandra, so between the two of us, hopefully that's enough. Because I'm guessing he's at least an expert in medicine.
He is an expert, yes.
Okay, so
Um,
we've got 2 experts in medicine. The dice just are being finicky little bastards. Oh, you're an expert? Look at that nice 2. Oh,
yeah.
amazing. Ah.
Is this cave considered underground? For the
Yeah. Yeah, it's sort of like goes down from the cave entrance into there. Not a lot, but it is a decline.
I'm simply curious because I've trained something stalker that gives me a +1 to survival checks while I'm in that particular terrain, and I know that you can use survival to search for certain things. Maybe it's like if I find some lichen or
Yeah, so they've already sort of scoured this place, but it is
and that's
possible they
perfectly
missed
viable. I
something.
just double checking.
It would just make the DC higher. So if you want to scrounge around and find anything useful, you might be able to find some more alchemical ingredients. You guys used what you had sort of gotten to treat the other guy, but if you can find something in here, that is totally possible. It'll just be a higher number.
Okay. I mean, it's worth a shot. I can't really do much else, so why not?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll that survival.
Oh, if ever I needed a nat 20. Not a nat 20.
You do find it enough to sort of ease this thing. So this will give you guys this will give her another little bit of an edge in the coming time. You think from your examining of these other two guys, like you think that whatever they have been doing and eating and like making as far as like herbs and stuff has severely slowed down whatever they have going on. The other one had been left for dead because they were afraid of other people showing up. And then when had already gotten up and ran away when Koromo came to track you guys and find you in the sort of makeshift jail over there. So they thought it was dead. She seems surprised. She seems horrified. Now, we never got to you actually calming her down. So you guys understand that she's like, oh, not even once me. Go ahead and try to make persuasion or however you want to
Okay.
approach this. So you guys know what she needs and you can find it, but she is still on edge.
All right, who's making the check?
Magnus was aiding you and
Okay.
apparently
So it's going to be a -1.
screwed up badly.
Oof. And this is diplomacy?
Yeah.
Unless you have something else that will work.
I don't.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah. That was...
Give me a second to do a little math here.
I mean, it's almost 2 crits. How do you stack
Yeah,
2
no,
fails?
it's really bad. So you guys are trying to calm her down. She is
Listen,
she is
dice
going
gods
to
give it, the dice
become
gods taketh away.
she is going to become violent if you try to stop her. She's going to throw herself into this bonfire.
All right. Well, luckily I have Titan Wrestler. I'm going to grapple her.
Okay, cool.
Or you know what?
So,
Oh no, I don't want to shove her because then I do damage to her. Yeah, grappler. So I throw the shield down and then I grapple, right? Yeah.
yeah, she's trying to push you away. She's like, your guys are talking to her, and she just says no and tries to shove you. That will,
Yeah. I once per day can
oh,
just not be shoved.
119. That does get her. You're so much smaller than her. You are holding on to her arm just
It's
an
literally
anchor.
why I took Titan Wrestler.
Yeah, she's trying to shove you. Now I am gonna say she's gonna continue to fight. You guys failed spectacularly unless you can fully restrain her.
Okay.
But with her drained condition, that is a critical success. So she is fully immobilized right now.
Yeah. So I believe it's if I grab and I critical, I can restrain, right?
Other people can begin to restrain.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yeah, get the rope, get the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to know the mechanics so I can role play correctly what the next steps are going to.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. So
Yeah.
you grab her. She's trying to push you past, and you're telling everyone to start tying her up. She is now. This is kind of going to become a combat. So let's have everyone sort of. We'll just do it in this order. So Tivin, you went first. You critically succeed on an athletic. She'll go at the end. Koromo is flying away. What is Komarov doing?
He's not getting involved.
Okay. Are you
just
doing
watching.
anything else?
And he's not gonna hinder them either. He's just gonna sit this one out.
Okay. Yeah, Leoxandra is sort of looking at the remnants of these insects. And while you're just sort of watching Tivin wrestle this giant and they're yelling in a language you don't understand, and she's trying to shove him off of her leg, and he's just sort of locked down like an anchor. Leoxandra is like, I can't even examine these remains. We can't figure out anything more about them because they explode the way they do. This is awful. We can't learn anything without a specimen. And so that's your guys' turn. We're gonna move to Kathaw and Magnus.
Okay. Katha's gonna try medicine to try and sedate this thing.
Okay.
That's her
Absolutely.
idea. Is like, let's see if I've got anything in here to sedate it. So
I told you wait the fucking dice gods.
they've been shitting on me all day. I don't care.
Yeah.
I made the joke that the next 3 rolls were going to be nat ones, and the last 2 have been nat one.
Yeah.
She has a hero point though, doesn't she?
No, Katha used it on the heel.
Oh, she did.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Oh, to examine Koromo.
Yeah.
You're trying to, you're like breaking out little vials. You've got your medicine kit. You're like, there's got to be something, and I think you spill it all over the ground. Why? Like you're trying to get up to her, and she like just sort of gets you with an elbow, knocks your medicine kit all over the floor.
Okay.
So I
I'm
will
riding
say,
her like a bucking bronco. Like, come on, guys.
yeah. So she is. Give me just a second.
Yeah, her escape DC is 18.
Yeah, 18. So she is not even at half hit points. She took some damage in the fight. She's drained, and she was already hurt from the combat with you guys. Kay thought you drop your medicine kit all over the ground. You could try to knock her out.
Mhm.
If that is not the route you want to go, that is totally fine. But like your other options are this now, you know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's a flat roll because she's immobile. She's off guarded because she's restrained. Because it's
I
minus
mean,
2 for knowledge, though, right?
Yeah, she's off guard and she can't retaliate until she escapes.
Yeah.
so.
Don't worry, you'll roll
okay.
another one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed. So, I've removed my fist, but I'll just take my great club.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll try and hit with my great club so it's pull it out, and then try and hit with it to disable instead of kill.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is that? A -2?
It's a straight roll because it's -2 plus 2, so you might as well
yeah.
just roll.
Yeah, so flat roll.
Oh, good
That
damage. Though.
actually
Shit.
that actually doesn't hit her. She
Yep.
is. Wait, does drained change anything about? It doesn't
What's
lower
the
your
AC?
doesn't lower your AC. No. She
Nope.
got way less hit points, but she. Okay, so that's medicine. Then that's the club. You got one more.
No, I pulled the club out.
No, you pull the club out.
Oh, right.
I
Fair,
didn't
fair
have it out.
Okay. Magnus gets a move before she does, and then Tibbin will have 2 more actions. We'll just put you at the end there.
I mean, I think Magnus might just grab for the rope in Keitha's bag and try and
Is Magnus
help.
trained in thievery?
Is he trained in thievery? He is!
All right. So Magnus can use his, I believe, to tie a rope. It is a full 3 actions.
Okay,
Is that true?
He's just got the rope.
Not sure.
To restrain. This will be just a moment.
Steal, disable, pick a
I'm
lock.
looking it up. No, it's part of restrained. It just becomes the new DC.
Oh, okay. So you will need to like either calm her down or render her unconscious. That will just free up Tivin's hands, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Magnus's thievery DC?
It would only be 15.
15. So he can do that, and Tivin doesn't need to let go yet.
Yeah,
So we
currently
can still have the.
he could do both, and then the higher DC takes precedent. But if I lose my grip or whatever, they're still tied, so it goes from 18 to a 15.
Yes. Okay, so Magnus is trying to restrain her as she's fighting to get into the fire.
Wiggling.
Yeah, just wriggling around. Tivin, you go before she can attempt to escape.
Okay.
She's big, she's strong. There's a good chance she will be able to break out of these things.
Yeah, without question. Oh no. Debating. You know what? I believe in the dice gods. I know she's angry, and I think that lowers the DC, or increases the DC. But I have to attempt another deception or diploma. Jesus, stop hiccuping. Another diplomacy to calm her down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's do that.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
She is the pigeon is I think the thing you get is that while she's not actively like looking at you in the face, it's hard for her to understand the pigeon because it's already so difficult.
Sure.
Um, so with this one, she's no longer even listening.
Yeah, and then I think I believe I have to use an action to maintain the grapple.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the restraint. So I'm just gonna do that.
Okay. So you
Because I
keep
definitely
her.
don't want her to get closer to the fire.
Yeah, you keep her restrained. She is going to now. She is. She's drained. That doesn't affect her athletics, but she is also like very weakened. Let me look at this other one. I'm sorry.
Fine.
I should have had this marked already. I have it marked. I don't have the statistics
It's
in
Constitution
there.
based checks and fortitude saves. That's about it.
Oh, let me go back to
That's it.
Katha. Oh, you had the penalty, so it evened out. So close.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I was like, she's also fatigued. That does influence your AC, but it's by 1, and you would have been 1 off. Without the penalty even. Okay, so she's going to attempt to break out.
Okay.
From Tivin. She only gets a 15.
So she fails.
So she
And
fails.
it does have the attack trait.
And
so
it has the attack trait, which means it's going to get harder. Her next one is an 18.
Which matches.
Matches. So she breaks away. So she pulls away from.
So escape is you only get 1 effect. So she's still tied.
Yes. So she breaks
Immobilized.
away from Tivin, kicks you over.
Well, I guess technically, if she wanted to, she could use the 15 on the ropes. Because so escape is you choose one of the two. So the 15 would have broken the ropes, and then
I'm not going to power game it. She was trying to escape Tivin.
Sure, that's fair.
Yeah, she was trying to kick you away. Because you're actively on her. I think she's sort of like in a moment where she doesn't realize her ankles are tied. So this last one, so she kicks you off, and she is still, however, restrained from the ropes because Magnus spent his whole time. And she's got the lowest bonus with an actual -1, but she can still get that. She doesn't, so she is still restrained. All right, back to the top with Katha. She is now only basically tied by her ankles. She's shoved Tivin off. She didn't. She looked like she was wanting to hit you guys, but because he crit on that first one, she couldn't do a different thing.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, Katha is trying to just knock her unconscious. So
Yep.
Let's see, -2 to that, I guess. Yeah.
No, still
21.
hits. 21.
5 bludgeoning. Good job.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roll20.
You clock her real good. Got 2 more actions. Now you're just beating up someone who is so scared.
I know.
It's sometimes you got to knock out a patient that's just not doing their own good.
Yeah.
Yeah. 19
So,
still hits.
17.
17 hits because she is fatigued.
2 ones
And
in a
off
row
guard.
on the damage. Good job, Roll20.
Yeah.
You've got to be kidding me on that. Okay.
She's still up. She's
Hail Mary. That's what I thought. Oh, there's the 10 on damage. You're amazing, Roll20.
Rough. So rough. You clock her 2 times. She's looking a little hazy.
Jeez.
All right, Komarov, do you want to do anything?
No, I'm just
You're just watching these three dudes just beat up this.
Very much,
This-
yeah.
Alexander just leans over to you and he's like, I don't know if this is good.
Well, it was
But he
wrong
is
for
just
me to try and punch the Karumo, so apparently this is acceptable behavior.
Yeah, we're
So-
just reinforcing it.
yeah,
It's
Alexander is
only
like,
wrong when I punch. So
Hey,
this
you-
is their mess.
you know that
That
I
makes
think
a
there's
certain amount of
there's-
sense.
there is different layers to this, but you're not wrong. Like it is a couple steps more complicated, but like that doesn't make like it being different doesn't make it good. And
Yeah.
you're just having this discussion over there. Okay,
I'm
Magnus,
gonna take like little bug pieces that I can find and see if I can fit them together. to
make
make
a crafting check.
Sure. I'm just like trying to recreate what I saw.
Crafting. You're picking up these bug pieces. You get superficial acid burns on your hands. So the bugs don't explode the way they do, but they do deteriorate really fast.
Hmm.
Well, that was a weird sound. I didn't like that. So you're trying to put them together, and they're just like sort of falling apart.
Hmm.
So you get some like shells, but like once they've been pierced, they're like otherwise like maggoty form just starts to sort of lose its shape.
That's weird that their shells don't protect them from their own mess.
Now the shell is still there. It's the soft part that's all get away, and the shell is like just a bunch of these rings. Not like rings, but like half rings, just the top of them.
Yeah.
Sort of like when you think of like a caterpillar, except they've got like armor on. Like they've got like the little nubs on the bottom where they squiggle to move.
Yeah.
Like all that part is gone, and you only have the top part, which doesn't tell you anything about their anatomy except that they have a shell. So you're over there picking at bugs, and Alexandra is sort of talking about the the morals of what's happening, just very passively. Like he doesn't like looking at this, but he is like, yeah, that is. I mean, we are here to try and solve a mystery first, and it is not going to elicit any goodwill. We spent a long time gaining goodwill with this giant, but you know, like we can't find any answers without any patience. So
I mean, personally, I think it's all Magnus. Like, he's being unusually silent for some reason.
he is being rather quiet, but I mean, we've only been traveling with him for like 19 hours, so or rather like 30 hours. So I mean, maybe he's just fucked up, man. I don't know.
Well, he did know how to tie her up pretty well, looking at the rope.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. He seemed real keen on doing that. Okay, Magnus, what is Magnus gonna be doing?
More rope.
I think she has to be restrained first.
Well, she is restrained by the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rope does count as restrained. She did fail to break through the rope.
Okay.
But so she kicked Tiven off now, but now it's an easier number. So she just used her first two on Tiven.
I don't know.
There is a point where you just have so many different ropes around her, I think. But how many ropes do you even have access to is the question.
Yeah, that's the question. I don't know what he has because he just used Keitha. Is she even going to listen if he tries to calm her down, or is she just beyond that?
No, with 3 critical failures, she is now no longer... Like, you guys can't get her to listen long enough for her to understand what you're saying. It's not even like anything like that. Like, she's just thrashing now. She is fully unreasonable and hostile.
Okay.
You just had her restrained first.
Okay.
For her own good.
Trying. Yeah, true, but...
No judgment. That's just what happened.
This is the corruption of city life. It is quite normal.
Oh.
The Exandra just nods. The Exandra's from Brawl. He's like, yeah, man.
I have to step away for 30 seconds. I got to grab my phone real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
I think he's just at a point where he himself doesn't know what to do. That's just it. I mean, he could start swinging with his fist, but I don't think he'd lower himself to that. So, okay. Yeah, he just, I don't know what else to do right now.
Yeah, he steps back.
Yeah.
All right. All right, we are to we're to Tivin.
Oh, what's Magnus doing? Walking away?
Yeah,
He's
Magnus
just
feels
kind of
bad
like,
and leave.
he's not going to start punching her. He can't bring himself to do that.
That's perfectly understandable. All right. Well, I mean,
So I don't want to impose anything over Tivin, but I know how Anthony has talked about like the way dwarven society works and his like thoughts about things. Getting answers is the greater good here.
Yeah.
And you can't get any answers if she is destroyed. Like you tried
If she's
everything
charcoal, we can't do anything.
you could. Yeah.
correct.
You've tried everything you could
Oh,
that
and-
would have
and,
been the higher moral ground.
I mean, Tivin recognizes the difference between lethal and non-lethal damage, so he knows that what Keith is doing is working.
Yes.
And he does, yeah. So I mean, I'm just tried and true. Like
Yeah.
The the problem I have as a player is I could do non-lethal with my shield, but it feels incongruent with the shield. So I think I'm
Yeah.
just going to continue to grapple.
Okay.
I also don't have my fist written up on my character sheet, so I'm not going to bother too much with that.
Well, it would just be the same attack bonus as your shield, but then I believe, but then it would just be a D4.
Yeah, it's D4, it's agile, finesse, non-lethal, unarmed.
Correct. Okay.
Yeah, so it'd be a D4 plus your strength.
All right. But athletics is the better option first.
Okay.
So I'm going to.
For you, yes.
Yeah. So I'm going to attempt that again. So
Okay.
grab.
That one, even with all of her conditions, that one doesn't do it.
Yeah, I think if I remember, it's like a 16 or something. With
Her,
fatigue.
right now, hers is.
Is it fortitude? It's fortitude, right?
It's a 17.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 27 basically barely crit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a 17. She's still big. She's just sick.
Okay. So this will be at -5 then. Number 2.
That
So
one does it. So you've now got her. So she's got these ropes on, but then you're a little harder to kick off.
Yep. And then I will aid, right? Because I can aid an attack.
Yes, you can. So you'd use this last action and your reaction.
Yes, but I'm trying to remember. Is it just an attack roll? But is it an attack roll at the current map to determine the DC, or is it just?
You would make. I don't believe
does the
it
aid
applies
action-
map
does it
because
use
you're
my
not
map?
the one. I don't believe so. It just is your action and reaction. You make a skill check when the appropriate action takes place, and if you pass the 15 or whatever the GM sets it to,
I've never
use
aided
it.
an attack, so it was like, huh?
Yeah, I believe it's just you can give potentially a +2 to whoever is otherwise performing the action, but you can do it as a reaction, so you can wait
Reaction,
until
prepare
you
to help what
see
they're doing.
what they've done.
Yeah. So aid. I'm preparing. So
Yeah,
I'm
so you prepare to aid.
attempt a skill check or attack roll of the type. Oh, okay. So it's just an attack roll.
Yeah.
At the time. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
so you just wait for Ketha to attack.
beautiful. And mostly just to bypass the
Yeah.
penalty.
All right. So she is now you're only normal grappling her. So she is restrained by the rope. She's going to try to break the rope this time because otherwise she can react normally if you were not there.
Yeah, she can. Yeah, so she's grabbed and restrained, but restrained for the purposes of the rope. And then once she breaks that, then yeah, she could still attack me and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she does break the rope on this first one, and then she's going to attempt to. She's actually just going to attempt to shove you. So this will be the -5. That's a 20.
I have unburdened iron. I ignore it once per day.
Oh wow! So she's even still grabbed. All right. This last one, she's just gonna hit you, kind of in frustration. Natural one.
Awesome.
So she breaks through the rope, like sort of flexing her huge body. Then she tries to shove you, and you just dwarf
Yeah.
in a can, sit down. Okay. We are to K-File.
Okay, I guess back to swinging with the club. So.
All right. Hold on. Oh, that's nice. Well, this might be a crit, so hold on.
Well, so you get to choose which one it is because it's a reaction.
Well, it has to be an attack because
It does have to be an attack. Yeah.
An attack. So +2 circumstance. So that'll be a.
So she is 17.
27.
That is a 27. She is currently grappled, which means that you do crit against that.
So
she's grappled and her AC is lowered. That is, with the help, a critical hit. So you knock her unconscious exactly as much as you need with that 28 damage. So you see that she starts to get manic from seeing her companion explode into a bunch of insectoid creatures that try to kill all of you, and a bunch of them crawl down your halfling's throat. And then she's like, I need to die. The thing that happens to him will happen to me. She starts to go towards the fire, and you guys are like, no, we need to study you. And you beat her up and knock her unconscious.
Help is on the way, dear.
I mean, I did everything I could everything I could peacefully.
All of the options got expended. The dice told the story. You guys beat up this woman. She is so big, though.
Yeah.
So you guys have to drag her painstakingly into the cave next to the other one.
Yep.
And from there, you guys are going to be administering over the, around the clock service for her and her companion. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Time up the best we can with whatever ropes we can find. Probably utilizing the ropes that are in the. Oh, there wasn't any ropes.
No, they just pounded those into the ground.
Yeah, they just pounded a bunch of branches into the fence. The soldiers do definitely have ropes. There's just one guy standing in front of those stones where they've squeezed through, and they've got the barricades on the opposite side of that, just watching you guys wail on this giant, and he just sort of stands there silently.
Go sleep.
Yeah. If they do have supplies though, because they have all kinds of crafting stuff for the barricades they're making.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you can get more ropes from them, but she, while she was thrashing around, you kind of couldn't have. So, Komarov, what do you want to do now? is we've got Katha and Leoxandra are going to be giving overnight help to these two. You guys spend like 20 minutes dragging a huge giant. There's supplies around for you guys to make like a I don't remember what it's called, like one of those makeshift stretchers.
A litter. That's what I was
litter.
using my shield
Yeah.
for.
Yes. You've got the cart over here with these dead horses.
Yeah, I mean, we can unhook the horses.
Yeah, you unhook the horses, you drag her shoulders up onto the cart, and then you drag that into there. Do you bind the other one as well?
Just to be sure, yes.
Okay. Who is doing that?
Probably Madness. Let me.
Magnus is the only one
Let me
I know of trained in thievery.
Yeah, I'm not trained.
And that's a 16?
Unless Komarov,
15.
15. Unless Komarov's trained.
Nope.
Oh, I think the other person trained just flew off on a bird.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no.
I mean, we'll take whatever. Better than nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys bind them up in the cave, and let's go ahead and what's the check for treat disease?
Yeah, I had
It's
that
the DC
too.
of the disease.
It is.
It's medicine +1 if you have, or +2 if you have around the clock hair. I can't remember.
If it's a success, it's +2 for the next saving throw.
Nice.
Critical success is +4.
Nice.
Okay, there we go.
And Katha can aid, right?
I mean, Katha probably has the higher.
Oh, nice. Even better.
Because it's actually a wisdom base, not an intelligence base.
Valid.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your medicine around the clock care with a +2 from Leoxandra.
Okay.
Dear dice gods, we love you. Please love us in turn.
Well, that's a 20.
Okay, that is a normal success for these guys. What is everyone else doing while Katha and Leoxandra are sort of administering like just constant aid to these two? You get them to where they're like you tied them up,
Wasn't
but, like they're
Tiven
more or less
actually
comfortable.
doing his thing now?
Yeah, so now Tiven is doing the survival. For
Survival.
the stuff.
Yeah,
For medicine.
Yeah, you're scrounging around and you find some things you're like, these are useful. These can be used. Just like way in the little corners, there's some like algae on. There's this like pool of water over here, and you're like, this is good.
Beautiful.
This can be used.
But I'm being
what
useful.
about
That's all I care about.
yeah, Komarov, and if you guys want Magnus to do anything,
For Komarov, he's just gonna go hunting. Like, a lot to think about, so he's just gonna go out. Get
yeah,
some
are
food.
you wanting to be alone?
He doesn't feel like anyone else is looking out for that, so he wasn't planning on taking anyone with him. Alexander's busy.
Yeah, well,
Karumba's
some of the soldiers could aid you in hunting.
Yeah, but
if
I
you're
don't care for them.
That's fair. I'm just asking.
So as far as I'm concerned, I'm just a solitary hunter.
Yeah. So you're rolling to sort of are you rolling to try and get food for everyone, or are you just like rolling the subsist?
I'm doing subsist if I find more food. Like last time, I think I only found a few rabbits, which wasn't great.
Yeah.
So a lot of rabbits on this world, apparently.
Lots of rabbits.
Lots of rabbits.
I mean, that's a meme. Rabbits breed like rabbits.
Yeah. You're just in an environment where the rabbits are really
prevalent, common. That's it.
So it's a subsist roll, but if I bring back extra, someone wants to eat, they can.
Delicious. Just throw them in tin foil, put them in a fire, come back an hour later, skin the charcoal off, and go to town.
Yeah. So you guys had previously gotten some supplies, and the soldiers have like food for a while. But you go out hunting and sort of sit with your thoughts. What are the things so you're successful at hunting. You get enough, definitely for you. What are the thoughts you're sitting with as you're like out for the next few hours?
Well, like for Komarov, he's just like now he's wondering, like, because he thought, oh, a giant attacked, and of course a giant big and strong enough to just rip my arms off. That's probably what happened. But now he's like, well, no, I actually don't know what happened. What if I had worms in my arms? Someone ripped them off to save me. Am I infected? Why is everybody on Karuma's side like everything's fine when he's clearly filled with bugs now? What are these bugs?
I mean, to be fair, Keitha is not on his side.
You
You
were
guys made your checks, and
I
he's
know
fine.
he's fine, but she has an inkling. She's like,
Yeah.
that's weird. But she's also like, it might be too early in the infection to notice.
Mhm.
That's a thing.
That is absolutely a thing.
And so he's like, and they can't be a parasite because Alexandra knows all about parasite. And Alexandra didn't recognize them. And he's like, they're in the old tales? I don't know anything. And I hate them.
Yeah,
And
no, the hatred is visceral. Seeing these things makes you feel bad.
Yeah, I think that's for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Universal. What is Komarov's lore? You're trying to think about old stories. You're trying to think about like asking all of these questions to yourself. Is there anything you want to roll to see if you can like find any answers or come to any conclusions, or are you just sort of mulling through this while just sort of getting some rabbits?
like, um, trying to think what would probably be. He's like, I really wish I paid more attention during those story times when we all got around with the storyteller and had to learn our tribe's history. It was really boring. Maybe they talked about this and I just didn't care.
Yeah,
Because he,
Komarov doesn't
looking
know
at
any
his
of the
knowledges, he's like, nope.
yeah.
He's
Komarov
like,
doesn't know any of your ancestral dances or any of the songs or any of the shadow puppets.
he's just like, uh, why didn't I pay more attention?
Yeah, so you're out hunting and you're like, gross, bad feelings, a lot of like, do I know what I think I know? What don't I know? Unknown unknowns, and you sort of have like a broody night hunting in the dark. Um, Kathal, you're tapped doing what you're doing. Tivin,
Yep.
is there anything you're doing for like the night? Kathon and Alexandra are like up all night. You two will be fatigued in the morning, administering aids to these things, or to these giants rather. I don't want to call them things. That sounds bad.
Now we get
Because they're going to explode any second.
it. No, I mean, Dwarven protocol would be to switch out with the soldiers as required for letting them stay rested and himself stay rested. So probably just typically do the Dwarven, you know, if Komarov is going to bring rabbits in, Tivin will probably cook them, so, field
Okay.
dress, whole nine. cleaning up the area, very Boy Scouty in that nature,
Okay.
because a lot of combat has happened, so a lot of nasty things are still around, so they would need to be tidying up. It's just dwarven, like, oh, I don't, idle hands make devils play. I don't know how that goes, but you know what I mean. So he would just do things like it would be cleaning things up, stacking things. Like typical dwarven soldier stuff would be taking his turn to do the dishes, taking his turn to do his duty at the line, doing just it's in a situation where he doesn't know what the next step is. Falling back into protocol would be his go to.
Of course. Are there any like thoughts, questions, or feelings like during like are you doing the protocol to avoid dealing with anything, or are you also like mulling through
Probably,
stuff in your head?
I think like yeah, it's just so in his mind, like he's sitting on this idea of like he went to Minralthan to uh, explore their way of things and to introduce the dwarven culture and way of things. He's of course at some point going to say a prayer to the All Mother. Um, this unnatural lineation of like creatures stemming from like the I don't know if he has any familiarity with like this idea of um I don't want to use the terminology of a plague, but like the idea of a plague where a creature infects another creature to propagate their species. Like I'm sure they understand it because I don't even like envision how the demons would propagate in the labyrinth. You know, uh,
Is
I,
Tivin
I
trained
as a character,
in
player
nature?
understand all of it. So, um, but yeah, just bolstering the troops. Like everybody has clearly been impacted, and he's not like Keitha. He doesn't have the trained medicine, natural or supernatural or anything of that nature. He just like like stodgy and stoic are terminologies that are common to dwarf in pretty much all literature, and that's true here as well. Like the whole idea of, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm just going to do something to keep my mind busy, my hand busy. But of
Mhm.
course he's absolutely uh uh enwrapped with the concept of like what are we going to find out? Like he's intrigued by the halfling orcs. He's intrigued by the Brol, the cat people. He's intrigued by the lizard because they're all so foreign, not just
Mhm.
look, but also in attitude and mentality and how they address certain situations. But then there's also the similarities, like both him and Keitha were immediate in we need to keep her from the fire because we both recognized that self-sabotaging mentality of the giantess. So he's also connecting the dots of, oh, there's similarities and familiarities between the cultures as a overarching entity of like, well, it's a bridge that we can cross, but it is a bridge, and he recognizes it as such, which is to him kind of both mind-boggling that they're all against the demonic horde, they're all against the evil that eventually will propagate, but also like, yeah, like what, where, like they don't have answers, you know.
Yeah.
He's also, yeah, so he's gonna say a prayer to the All Mother and just be like, give me the strength to continue to guard my allies. Like let my armor hold, let my shield hold, let my mentality, my will, my willpower, my will fortitude, whatever, be enough. Like empower me. And then in doing so, again, he's going to he'll talk to the soldiers and pair bond, and he's going to take over and say, hey, okay, go get like 30-minute rest. I'll take your spot. Come relieve me. Do that, and then like that'll be his 4 hours, and then he'll take his however long a rest is in Pathfinder
Mhm.
to settle himself and to make sure that his armor is clean, to make sure his shield is repaired, like just all the normal soldier
Yeah.
stuff. And then of course he'll interact if anybody comes up to him to like with questions and things of that nature. But that's effectively once he's done his survival stuff. That's Like he's just gonna fall into habit because
Okay.
why wouldn't he?
Yeah, so you sit there and you think about all this stuff pretty stoically, just doing your normal stuff. The soldiers have like while they're like taking their rest, they'll like play dice, they'll they'll play cards, they will just do their patrols, and they are otherwise like you definitely get the sense just like really being there with these guards. Like these are not necessarily like most of these guys are city guards. Only a couple of them are like on the outskirts patrol, and they all seem like and you get this no check necessary. You're there with them that they are pretty shaken by like what they've seen. Like they've all been in fights. They've all been in combat. Not all of them have actually even killed someone. Like that's just not common. Usually you can like just tie someone up and drag them away. Like these are not necessarily the most battle hardened guys. They're all very much on edge from what they've seen here. It's the and it's a lot of like speculation there, but you sit there with them and like are a calming presence. Like, nope, just keep doing the work. This is how we do it. Komarov's out hunting. Is there anything Katha is wondering about, or wants to have discussion with Magnus and Leoxandra over the course of the night?
I mean, she's probably really interested in seeing if they can get to the bottom of this and come up with a way to stop whatever is going on. That is probably what she is focused on. Is like, is there anything we can do? Can we
So
take scalpels and maybe catch some of these writhing things and pop them out and squish them?
So you've made a bunch of medicine checks already. You do know that that is where these giants are. Like in the previous episode, looking at this thing, you understood that like cure disease magic wouldn't really do anything. It has progressed to the point where you need like hard, complex surgery. And I think there's a moment of I'm not sure we have asked this question about either Katha or the other. Shoot, I forgot the name for your ancestry.
Oh, Varst?
Varst. I was thinking with an R.
There's an
So
R in
how
there.
did there's an R in there. I don't know what this might be a good question for now. Is Katha particularly coarse or practical compared to other Varst, or how practical of a people are they generally
As a
in comparison to
people,
how Tivin has set up the dwarves?
they're fairly practical. I mean,
Mm.
usually their cities are city-states. They don't have too much. There's no countries.
Yeah.
But the city-states, I mean, they'll pull together and they can definitely fight wars.
Mm-hmm.
And they will draw on everyone that'll answer for a war. They don't exactly. They don't want their people to fall to disease in that. So, she has a more adventurous spirit than Vars, so she's probably a little more hopeful than most.
Okay. Go ahead and give me while you're sort of mulling through all these things, your question is, you've done all the medical stuff you can do. You've got all these people here. Unless you had like better facilities and equipment, you can't really figure out more or do anything more than holding this thing back as you can see it. Go ahead and give me either a nature or a medicine check. The information will be different. So you're thinking about things really broadly,
Okay.
like what's the worst case scenario?
She's
How do
not
we
trained
solve it?
in nature. I'll say that.
Okay. So either one. Still,
well, obviously
it's okay.
medicine.
Okay.
And Roll20 is being exactly that.
I will
What
say,
do you
like,
mean you're unhappy with me rolling under a 10 over 50% of the time? I don't know. Statistically unlikely.
So you're sitting here sort of mulling through these problems, and like you come to the problem that is fixed in your mind is like, what is going to happen? How do we solve it? And I think you get stuck on an idea that's like, this isn't a plague, like you guys haven't gotten sick from just being near them. So I think you get the idea that like, so I don't know if this is comforting or discomforting, but you're like, this isn't something that would happen fast.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's
it's
it's not a, it would be a slow plague because I've seen how they infect.
yes,
And it's
like
like,
this is something.
they could do a lot of damage to a city at night.
Yes, that is sort of where you settle. Like you don't get necessarily any answers, but you're like, there's time. I think the thing that may be preventing you from finding solutions is maybe the thought of like, these guys came from somewhere else and they're running away from that. Are they the only ones that have this sort of parasite going on?
Yeah, or is it already endemic somewhere else?
Yeah. So Katha is mulling about through all that. Kormo, you are flying over the course of the night to get to Minralthin. What is Korumo thinking of as he is astride his dire hawk, flying to the city to give word of what has happened and just the horror of what you've experienced? You got it the worse than everyone. You went down. You went down twice. You're still. I will say you're definitely at full hit points. They would have administered medical aid to you before you left. But like, what is the forefront of Korumo's mind?
Technically, I was at full hit points when I left.
Yes.
Yeah. But my trip, my flying there, I'm thinking maybe if I get there fast and maybe if I get there fast enough, maybe an anti-plague will help.
Mhm.
And that's my main goal, is to get there as fast as I can so I can get an anti-plague and just drink it.
Okay. So
And
you're
maybe,
thinking very practically, very like the next thing that happens is this.
and he's thinking, well, maybe the anti-plague won't be enough. Maybe I need to see if I can find an anti-poison. And just trying to go over in my head what I can get to what kind of medicine check or medicine, because they said a whole bunch of them went down my throat. So I'm thinking,
Mhm.
what can I do to poison my stomach? Or
Yeah, so go ahead and just while you're flying, go ahead and make me a survival check to see like what options you can think of, because like obvious ones: anti-plague, uh is it anti-venom, like you can do stuff like that. There it is.
did you want nature or did you want something else?
I was thinking survival. Is the
No.
bonus the same?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're sitting there thinking, absolutely, anti-plague is the right call. In case like you don't know what's going on, they can't. You feel fine. You can't feel anything like going on in your body. But if you're trying to be practical and you're trying to be like upfront, the thing anti-plague will absolutely help. Anti-poison might be good. You think that maybe like ingesting like a consumed poison might kill something in your stomach, and then an anti-venom would help you just not die from that. So if you were going to be going all in on trying to mitigate what may or may not be happening to you, having anti-plague, anti-venom, and drinking an ingestible poison, and just dealing with it would be all of the things you can think of. Like because if they went in your stomach, that means they are there. You know.
Mhm.
And they might be immune to acid because we watch them pop in acid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but sometimes poison is a little different.
Well, that's what I'm. Stomach acid is what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
They might be immune to that.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking when I get there, as soon as even before I make it to the hall or whatever, the place I should go, I'm probably going to acquire as much things as I think I need.
Okay. So I believe all of you have a little bit of money. Let me look up what those cost.
Which ones?
Anti-plague, anti-venom, I believe the same price.
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be a total of 9 gold to get 1 anti-plague, 1 anti-venom, and something you could. It would take you a minute to find someone willing to do it, but just arsenic might do it. You think with that survival that might damage something that is still in your stomach. So
Mhm.
you fly for like 6 or 7 hours, and you get to the city as the sun is sort of like just barely coming up, like it's still light, or it's still dark, but like you can see like it's light. You can't see the stars anymore. Um, do you want to ingest all of those things?
Of course. What
Okay.
possibly could be wrong?
Okay. So you get a +2 against the poison here over the course of. So you're still waiting for like the council, like the city hall, to open up. You get there like pretty early. You go and you find these things as soon as the shops open. Go and give me a fortitude save against the poison specifically to see how well you deal with it.
Apparently, I got Casey's opposite luck.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so you pass against the arsenic. You ingest that. You ingest the anti-venom. You ingest the anti-plague. How much information do you give the council?
I give him everything except I wasn't one that got swallowed the stuff. It was somebody else, one of the guards.
Okay, so you do tell them that is the way it's potentially spread is just by big ass things crawling down your throat. You just don't let them know it was you.
Correct.
Go and make me another deception check. This is not going to be super hard. They have no reason to disbelieve you, but like, it is. Oh no,
Yeah, I would hero point that.
yeah.
Hero.
Oh no.
Well,
You start with before you
Actually,
they're like it was me, and then you're like no, it wasn't me. It was Myron.
oh, jeez.
Exact
Talk
opposite.
about a
You
full
yeah,
opposite.
there's a crazy amount of suspicion for like 10 minutes, and then you smooth it over perfectly. You remember exactly one of the guards' names, Myron. You're like, yeah, it was me, Myron, right? That guy's name. And they're like, oh no, it's Myron. You're like, yeah, that guy. He got. You throw this guy under the bus. Is there anything you want to do? So they start organizing with the information you give them more medical equipment, because having spoken to everyone else in the party, you know that like it is going to take a little more stuff going on. They are going to send a second cart with like more surgical equipment. Um,
I
and
tell him
the
I need some more anti-plague so I can treat Myron.
yeah, yes, they give you 4.
nice.
Well, what level? Moderate?
Probably
just
one
the basic ones.
Lesser, okay.
plus
They
two.
give you they give
Hey,
you
well,
4 lesser anti-plague.
just in case, let's try. Can I get a better one? See if they will work on the Giants.
If you want a better one, you're gonna have to make a diplomacy check. They are so because you're talking to these council members. They're like, we'll give you one for the soldiers. You get the impression that they're like, we don't actually, now that we know what we're looking for, like they want more information from the Giants and like whatever examination you can get from them. They actually don't care that much about their lives. So this will be diplomacy. Yeah, they'll give you a better one.
Nice.
They'll give you one moderate.
I want them to explode again.
Yeah. So they give you 4 lessers and 1 moderate.
Okay.
Right. I'll write that down.
With the moderate on the way back.
Okay.
So they don't. Yeah, so you already took one that you bought yourself. They don't stack. Do
Oh.
you want to save that?
I will probably save that one for later in case I start looking like the Giants.
Okay, cool. So you keep that one in your back pocket. Do you immediately start flying back?
No, I'm probably going to take about 4 or 5 hours to sleep because what I understand is I haven't slept at all.
What
I mean, you
is
slept
your yeah yeah? So you try to get enough rest that you're not fatigued.
Yeah.
Well, your
What
bird's been
is-
flying for a while, so it probably needs to rest as well. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's kind of the thing. Is like you could probably keep going, but like the bird is tired. What is your fortitude save bonus?
My fortitude is 5
5.
or 15. I guess it'd be
Well, 5.
5.
Okay.
Plus whatever the anti-plague gives you, plus 2. So a total
+2?
of plus 7.
Okay. All right. So you sleep the night, or you sleep a good portion of the morning, to get some rest for you and your birds. Katha, you and Leoxandra are fatigued. Is there anything you want Magnus to be doing?
I mean, isn't he like our plague parasite expert? So should he not be trying to study these, see if he can come up with something? Like maybe he probably is thinking of a way of early detection.
Early detection. Yeah. Go ahead and get. So he's got craft alchemy. Go ahead and roll a craft check for him to see if he can figure out a way to test this stuff. So
Okay.
the difficult thing that you're coming up with for this, like the check is going to be a little on the high side because these guys are so obvious in their infection that finding early detection is you would need someone earlier on in the parasitic relationship in order to find something like that.
Seriously. Okay.
So he is like finding things that will interact with, like he's like taking like blood samples and like trying to figure it out. You think he is on the right track, but it's not going to be fast.
Yep.
So he's got like samples and he's like looking at how it interacts with certain things, but like it's so obvious that these guys he's gonna need like someone earlier on, potentially a living specimen to do anything with. But the difficulty in that is they exploded or disintegrated.
Yep.
So
Or
we're
left
gonna
on a bird.
roll. Say again?
Or left on a bird.
Well,
Or left on a bird.
we don't know if you're actually fully
I mean,
infected.
They looked over Komuro, and he looked fine. But yeah, you guys, Katha had a good point. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to be anything, you know. Okay, the night goes over. I'm gonna ask, who wants to roll the d20 for the fortitude saves for the Giants?
I will.
Oh, do I need to roll my medicine for that
Oh yes, that will be.
without being
Did
fatigued?
you already? I thought you had already rolled earlier.
For
No.
that
So yeah,
specifically? No.
I don't
Not
believe so.
that I'm aware
Yeah. So
of.
you've got a
Oh, wait.
+2 help from Alexandra. So. So that 13 was thinking about.
Yeah, but the 18 I think was the actual check.
Yeah, I believe it was an 18. So that's a
So
20.
20 total. So never mind.
So 20 total is, I will say that is a success. So these guys get a bonus of 2. Oh, I need to pull up the other guy's thing as well.
And you want a d20 for each of them?
Yes. Let me just pull up. I had the one pulled up because she was in the combat, but not the other one. So give me just a moment.
Good.
So you got an 11 and a 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Over the night, it does not seem like they get worse. In fact, the female giant looks a little better. The male giant also looks a little better, but has already been so gone. You can see his skin has started to turn really pale like the other one, but otherwise seems to be like breathing easier. His flesh is still clammy, but it's not quite. Um, uh, it's not as bad as it was the previous day. So you guys. Oh, somebody cut out.
Tony had to go.
Tony had to go.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. So you guys have all this going on. So you've got these two unconscious giants. You feel like you've done a pretty good job of treating them, but you don't know necessarily how long. So you guys have come down to a very small amount of options for finding answers. How does the party? So you all reconvene. Like I say, Komuro sleeps. He shows up sort of like late afternoon the next day. Does Kathon wants to get any sleep?
Yeah, Katha will try and get some sleep after that.
Okay, so Katha tries to get a little bit of sleep. Everyone else, I believe, is probably rested. They didn't have anything else to do. When eventually, say again.
2.
No. Once your hit points are maxed out, I believe the wounded condition goes away.
Yes.
And you would have gotten mundane medicine as well. Yeah, a full night's rest, I believe, gets rid of it. Or rather, mundane medicine gets rid of it.
A medicine check that gives hit points gets rid of the wounded condition.
Yeah. So you're totally fine.
Okay.
So it is sort of late in the afternoon when Koromo eventually gets back with the news that he's got some more medicines. They're sending. You get back with the knowledge that they're sending surgical equipment.
Okay.
Not necessarily more medicines. You have what you have like a bunch that you have said was for another soldier.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're sending like another surgeon to attempt to help. What is the discussion on like how you guys want to move forward? Because without more specimens or doing something drastic, I think you guys have figured out everything you can here.
Again, I'm still willing to try and cut one out.
That's what I was thinking. The best way to do is probably to cut one of them out.
I
So
mean,
what did
I'll
they?
ask Alexandra what he thinks of that. Should we just see if we can cut one out?
Uh, he's like sort of rubbing his forehead. And he says, like, I do think that is sort of the next thing we can do, but um, what what do you hope to find out from having one of the smaller specimens? Like, we can are we doing? Because you can try to dissect it. You can try to
Obviously, we
use
can't
like
try to dissect it because the minute we kill it, it pops.
yes, that is sort of the difficulty here. Um,
Well,
uh,
go one out and put an anti-plague on it and see what it does.
just pour it on the worm.
Yeah. Kind of like put
Yeah, yeah.
salt on it or something, just see if it affects it at all.
Yeah, that's something we could do. See if we can find something that's toxic to it that's not toxic to us.
You could do that. We could, of course, there are ways to examine it. We could absolutely having a living specimen that we could examine, like in a jar or a flask, would give us real information. Um, Koruma, when you wake up, you are hungry. You eat twice as much as you normally probably would have.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
great.
let you I'm just gonna let you know that. You wake up hungry, you flew all night ravenously hungry. Okay.
Oh,
All right. So if you want to perform surgery, you could absolutely do a medicine check. That you do run the risk of one of the giants sort of stirring. They both look pretty bad. They stay unconscious, and you guys like have some medical stuff and some like of the herbs you got that are paralytics and are painkillers that you can use for this. But it will be sort of a hard check. Alexandra says he is willing to try and cut one out. Is there anything else anyone wants to put forward? Or any aid anyone wants to offer? Any ideas about what to do after that?
Nope.
no.
All right.
I'm just gonna go in.
Okay.
Hear about the plan and go, well, I'll catch any that try to wriggle away.
Okay. So, Cormoro, where are you going to be?
I'll probably be in there. I can help him. I do believe I'm trained in medicine.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. Yeah. I got 2 in medicine.
Oh, you're probably not trained if it's a 2, unless your
Proficiency,
wisdom is 0.
proficiency trained 2.
Okay.
That's why.
Trained in medicine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a 2 because he has 0 wisdom.
Yeah, so he's actually trained.
I'm actually trained. I'm not very good at it, but I'm trained in it.
Probably to try and help take care of the bird.
Mhm.
Does Koromo have a certain glow about him? Like, everything's great?
I mean, I'm gonna check that after this, but I'm more worried about the Giants right now.
Yeah, this is me.
I'm looking at Koromo's. Koromo, your medicine stat is not correct. You are trained, but you've also got +2 wisdom.
That's
You should
Okay.
have a 4. I don't know why it's not reading right. Medicine's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, sometimes they accidentally put it custom.
Right now, it's set to intelligence or wisdom for
Oh,
the stat. I have
That's
corrected
weird.
it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So everyone can aid in this, but if anyone gets a critical fail, it does make it harder.
And if anyone gets a critical success, it makes it easier.
Yes, it does. All right.
So
Now,
that's a natural fail, but that doesn't penalize me.
Yep.
So, Alexandra?
Leoxandra cannot critically fail, so he normal fails.
Oh.
I rolled a 1. He has
So
an
it's all
ability
on
that he
me.
cannot. Yeah, it's all on you. He critically fails, which becomes a normal fail. He is only unhelpful.
Just
He is not a hindrance.
Okay.
channel your inner Italian ancestry and get those noodles out.
Get the noodles out, man. So you guys have like some alchemical stuff ready to catch one of these worms. You have to isolate one of the wiggling stuff. 19 gets one. You get a single specimen into a jar. You like have to like put your hands like press down and like put a tourniquet on one of their biceps to try and isolate one of the like just awful wiggling guys under there. And you do a very slow with this, it's also administering like the herbs to like numb up the thing and like to clean up the arm, and you do get one. It is bigger than any of your fingers, and you put it in like one of Magnus's like alchemical flasks, and you stopper it real quick. It is thrashing around. They look really fast. So now you can examine it safely, as there's one. Leoxandra goes to stitching the wound up. It doesn't look like it wants to be out necessarily. With the medical with the medical sort of like paralysis you've put them under, it's like thrashing around, but it's not nearly as active as the ones you saw outside. So who here, what do you want to roll to try and examine it? What are you trying to find out about it? And this will be over the course of some time.
I think Magnus would be trying to, again, yeah, he'd probably start trying to come up with stuff crafting wise, alchemical crafting, to like
Okay.
slow it or.
Do you want to do that first? Or I guess these can happen
He wants to
in
sedate
sort
it.
of conjunction. Yeah.
So
anyone else want
he's
to?
trying to sedate here.
Yeah. So I'll say Cormo had the idea of pouring like some of the anti-plague over
on
it.
Yeah.
It does not seem like that does anything to it in itself, because anti-plague actually works on the body ingesting it, like, which would provide resistance to whatever this thing would do. It doesn't actually damage this thing in itself. It aids your body in fighting a disease. So it's not inherently corrosive to this thing, as you can understand. Is that a current craft? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Magnus is looking at this thing, and I think what he finds is they're totally immune to acid damage, but he's not otherwise finding anything that is better than just the paralytics you've already applied to the giants to slow them down. So them being in the body, like they are been absorbing that thing, but he doesn't have like a lot more to go on or a lot more stuff around. So he's like, what we've done is good to any creature. It's a paralytic. Who here is trained in either nature or occultism can also try and figure out like what their anatomy is and what they might do. That's a nasty little worm, Cormoro. That thing's real nasty. I think you start to get real nervous. Komarov, you're looking at this thing and you have an epiphany. Like you know a lot about nature. You're good. You like live in nature. The orcs live with nature. They live in the tall grass. They herd these animals. You have to deal with parasites. You have to deal with diseases. And like part of that is just the cycle of life. And you either deal with it, you're either strong or you're weak, and you succumb to it. You're looking at this thing, and the epiphany you have is that's not nature. That came from somewhere else.
Mm.
Like whatever you understand about evolution on Majia, how things come from each other, how things are similar, this thing is not similar to anything else you've ever seen.
Yeah, okay.
But Magnus gets the same idea, and I may talk to Mike a little bit more on this point.
Yeah.
But what he will say is, these things are like you're looking at the worm itself, and he's seeing that there's a difference between this one and the ones he saw outside, not just in size and not just in how aggressive they are, but it looks like this one is like you got this one out of the flesh and not out of like the cavity of the chest or the stomach. So there is sort of a different life cycle that goes through this. It looks like this thing is. I think Magnus explains just a little bit on this front, where it's like this looks like it's trying to overcome the body's defenses and create something inside of the host, whatever it might be. So you're looking at like so you've got like the larval form that is violent and can exist out here, and then you're looking at this thing which is starting to sort of look rather weak over the course of the next few hours. Like this, what you're looking at here is a small version of the big ones, but it looks like this thing needs to be in the meat, otherwise it can't really exist and stay alive. But it does not disintegrate like the other ones.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I use religion, and what's the modifier? What is the? I'm trained in religion, but the modifier is custom.
Wisdom
Switch it to
is
wisdom.
yeah, wisdom.
Yeah, switch it to wisdom. Yeah, you can roll religion. Is there what's the specific question you're looking to answer?
Well, I want to see if I have something in my lore or my religious text for like it being like the demons and stuff like that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll religion for that. Koromo, this is not demonic. You have read about things from other planes. You have read, you've heard stories about demons and devils and how they seek to affect things. You know that when a demon corrupts someone, it is spiritual. And there is a physical manifestation of that depending on how far that person goes. But every corruption that comes from something like that is in the spirit, it's in the mind. This exists entirely in the physical realm. So, Kamarov, you know this is not developed on Majia as a result of Magia's environment. And Koromo, you know that this was not related to a demon, and its corruption is entirely scientific and physical. I will say, however, you're looking at this thing, and there is an energy coming off of it, but it feels separate. Like there is something about it that is strange. It does pique that interest, but it is not cohesive with itself. So you would need. So you know that like there is potentially a magic out there that would be related to demons that can get you some more answers, but you know that the thing in itself is not demonic. There is an aura around it that looks like it is a separate thing.
Okay.
Take a little bit of then Ralphin bread and drop it on it. See if it doesn't like bread.
It sort of slithers around the bread,
I put
and
it
it
on.
does not interact with it meaningfully. It just sort of crushes it as it slithers around into crumbs, and then it gets all sticky around it, and then it starts to dry up as the bread is absorbing some of its slime.
Can I throw some salt on it?
Sure. You go get some salt. You now have this breadcrumby, crusty worm with that has also been salted, and it looks like it's starting to dry up and die. But you don't think the salt is necessarily bad for it. It was sort of already on its way out after you guys have been looking at it for a while and poured a bunch of liquid over it and put a bunch of bread in there and you just put a bunch of salt in there. It kind of looks like it needs to be in a host as it sort of I think what you get is the salt prevents it from disintegrating, it dries it up, so you do have this thing.
So,
Oh,
Karumo, you don't feel any, I don't know, kinship with the beast? You don't feel like taking care of it? Eating it? You, like,
I
what's,
am I am a little bit hungry, but I'm not hungry for that.
okay. What are you hungry for? People?
I think rabbits.
Rabbits?
I'm hungry for a rabbit.
Oh,
Good eating.
I mean, they're okay.
I've liked rabbit, but it's one of those things where it's like very much about how you prepare it.
I mean, again, I agree. There's nothing wrong with rabbit in and of itself. It's good, but it's not like, oh, I wouldn't go out of my way to get rabbit.
Yeah.
Chicken.
you aren't hungry for rabbit because it's easier for you to pass your parasites on to it.
Mm.
Did anyone will Koromo give himself like it feels like everyone is really pushing to examine Koromo? Does he let it happen?
He's like, I'm fine.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm just a little bit hungrier than usual.
No, that kind of sets Keitha off of like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I took care of it when it got.
Let's. Oh, you took care of it.
Yeah,
Let me double check that. This is just me checking. I trust that you tried, but let me verify.
I ate some arsenic and took the antidote, and then I took an anti-plague. I'm fine. Killed everything in the stomach.
Yeah, it's probably not in the stomach at this point.
If Koromo will allow you to examine him, this is up to Fred. You can roll that medicine check. Otherwise, you may have to restrain him if you push the subject.
Yeah, it's like again, it's just let me take a look. That's all I want.
I'm not getting undressed.
I don't think I need you undressed.
Yeah, go ahead and Leoxandra will give you. Let's see what he rolls. He'll give you a +2 to the examination.
Oh, that's a 27 then.
27. You are looking at Koromo. You sort of like do the like. You have like somewhat. Can you cast light? You do like the flashlight in the eyes thing. Like you
Yeah,
hold it.
I can cast light.
Yeah. So you do the whole like examine thing. He won't get undressed, but you're feeling at his neck. Um, you're feeling like a little bit of swelling. You're looking at his eyes; they're bloodshot. His saliva is a little too thick. You can hear his stomach rumbling, and he is shaking just a little bit.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at him and say, I don't think you got it this time. Well, we can take care of you and see if we can help it through. You brought anti-plagues, you said?
Yeah, here's 4 moderate. I mean, 4 lesser and 1 moderate.
Okay. Well, we're going to keep you as a patient then. So, we will include Koromo in whatever medicine checks we can make.
Yeah.
Which I don't think either of us have ward medic, do we? I don't.
So, Leoxandra does not possess feats necessarily, and he's not a medic. He is just the surgeon stat block. So he does not possess ward medic. So I think I think this is a decent place to stop before we move forward. I know we go to 4, but without Anthony here, I think the last thing we'll stop on is yesterday while you guys were negotiating with the giant. Currently, they're both unconscious. You're keeping them unconscious. You're keeping them sedated. You have done sort of a minor surgery to get this sample out, and you've got more medical equipment, surgical equipment coming here from the city. Magnus stops and he says, I think the only other lead we have, and he points at the crates over next to the other big stool there, is the symbol on some of those crates are for some notorious pirates, and they seem to have some kind of connection there. Like if someone else comes here and we get locked out of answers, we could try to trace back where the giants came from in the first place.
Yeah. And I was thinking we were going to have to do that anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys have... Oh, I didn't say this definitively. So these things are aberrations, and they they're not demons, they're not animals, they're not beasts. They are from somewhere else. What is this Schooled in Secrets thing?
Well, I was just trying to figure out what it was. I couldn't remember what it was, so I just clicked on it real quick.
Oh,
but
okay, cool.
There's the signs and symbols, so I would know the signs on that crate, where they're from and stuff like that.
I mean, well, we know they're Brol pirates. Magnus
Yeah.
has already identified that much.
Yeah,
and Schooled in Secret is so this looks like it's more about cult stuff, and the Iron Prow, which is the symbol he identified, are not occultists, they're criminals. Super good to know that you've got this, though, because that can come up in any number of ways.
And I also realized I also had Express Rider, which means I probably got there a little bit faster than
previously mentioned.
Yeah.
But no, so for Schooled in Secrets, Fred, if we came across a secret cult of the god of the deeps, you would know about it before the rest of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you might be able to remember or recall secret signs or sayings that would smooth over some social interactions, get you through a door, or be able to reverse engineer rituals, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just reading what it was because I forgot what it was.
Yeah. No, it's super useful. Magnus, however, I do believe has underworld lore, and that's what he recalled. Yeah, so you guys fought off all of these monsters. You guys beat up this giant and tied them up. And now you are to the point where you're we need to just sort of get someone else in charge of this and potentially go track down the Iron Prow wherever they may be.
We're pretty sure we know where they may be. There's an ocean not overly far away from us.
Yeah, you just got to go a little northeast.
I was thinking southwest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the ocean, kind of where you guys are is similar similar distance.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. The sea is southwest. The ocean is north.
Yeah. Also, Brawl was east, so if you guys are thinking Brawl, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
But either
Brawl
way,
is east, but I mean that's the Arctic Circle up there.
yeah, it's not exactly cool to sail in.
So yeah, I'm thinking south at least.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's close out. I guess we're done. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can sit with where you guys are here, and anyone can message me questions or any thoughts they might have for the next time we play as well.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this session, and we look forward to you checking out our other streams. Have a great day.